Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3.
Again.
Testing 1 2 3. O'Gorman Knights versus Washington in about 49 minutes and 49 seconds.
You sound good. My return was kind of low over
Okay.
here, so that's how loud I am or anyone else for you. Dan will be 2.
Good.
And we do crowd mic is 5. And can you just play something or just hit play on one of those on the tablet?
At First Premier Bank and Premier Bank Card, we believe the greatest investment.
Yep.
I think it's good.
All right. And you got, you technology savvy. Get back. So to get back to the beginning, you can just hit that far left one.
Boom.
You're listening to a special presentation.
There we go. I think I'm caught into your. Oh, never mind. I'm good. All right. So we're ready to go.
You're listening to a special presentation from the Real Presence Radio Network. On Real Presence Radio, welcome to the Knights Game Day Show, sponsored by First Premier Bank, Premier Bank Card.
Welcome to O'Gorman High School, where the Knights are getting ready to play the Washington Warriors in their homecoming game. This game tonight marks the 57th homecoming game for Sioux Falls O'Gorman High School, dating back to 1961. The Knights have a 39-16-1 record. That's right, one tie in the previous homecoming games, and tonight's game is only the second time the Knights have met the Warriors in the homecoming game, the last time being back in 2016 when Washington won 35-14. I'm Isaac Struck with Real Presence Radio, joined in the booth today by Dan Johnson and Al Benjamin. However, Al's not quite here yet, so we got producer extraordinaire Brett Byler with us tonight. Brett, how can we tune in tonight?
All right, Isaac, you can tune in by listening to 94.5 FM Sioux Falls, 91.3 FM Hartford, online at yourcatholicradiostation.com, by clicking Listen Now, then the 94.5, 91.3. Also on your free mobile app, the same way, select 94.5, 91.3, and also on YouTube, Real Presence Radio Sioux Falls, where you can listen and watch the video stream.
Hey, Isaac, it's great to be back here at the MAC, being gone for a couple weeks. Homecoming 2020, a little bit different than what you saw in your previous years. Let's look back to some homecoming games for you. What's going through the minds of the football players right now? Homecoming at the MAC, 5 o'clock against crosstown rival Washington Warriors.
Well, it's definitely always exciting when you get to play Washington at home, especially because you get to rock those green jerseys, which is what they're wearing on the field tonight. That's a throwback to the Cathedral Washington days back then. But so that makes it already a little bit more special, just getting to wear that throwback jersey. But then it's always fun playing a city rival, and when you get a city rival at home, it's just a whole new ball game, and you get to prove that this is your turf, and that's why you're out there. The homecoming games that I've played in the past, I was a junior the last time we played Washington in that homecoming game, and it was actually a pretty close game. Washington, that number one ranked team, I think it was 14-14 heading into the half, and then they kind of pulled away from us in that second half. And then the last homecoming game, my senior year, we had Lincoln, and we kind of took care of business in that one. But homecoming is just awesome. The environment before all week, there's themes of dress down days, etc., and then they cap it off with the coronation of the king and queen, and it's just such a fun week to be around.
So I don't want to put you on the spot, but what's one of your favorite memories?
I would say, so my senior year, we started a campaign to get John Binstock to be that homecoming king. We put up some signs, vote for John Binstock. John, one of the stud linebackers of our team, came out, and he actually won the homecoming, and then when he got announced, everyone mooed for him. It sounded a little bit like a boo, but we mooed because we had always joked that he was a farmer, lives out in Renner. So it was just a funny
kind of
experiment.
Lives in the acreage. I've been out there.
Yeah, he's out there. He's got some cows.
He does live on the farm.
Yep. So that was just one of my favorite memories, was dressing up with everyone during the week, getting John Binstock to be that homecoming king. And I will say, freshman year, Nick Billion and I, who used to play receiver here, we dressed up for the duo day. You had to pick a partner to dress up with, and we dressed up in some cheerleader outfits and went as a cheerleading duo for the day. So that was pretty funny.
I remember the Popinka's first year, whatever here, when my daughter, youngest one, Molly, the day was Imitation Day, so her and Ellison Ching dressed up as a Popinka. And he got a kick out of that. But anyway, one more question. How hard is it to focus getting ready for this game with all the activities going on?
Oh, it's tremendously hard to focus. There's just so much going on, and in the years past, I'm not sure a whole lot about this year, but they've had some movie on the MAC nights where they'll have a movie playing on Monday night. Tuesday night, there's usually some athletic event going on. This year is that cheer and dance. There's just so much stuff going on around the high school that it just makes for such a great atmosphere, but you got to stay locked in and focused. And we'll give a congratulations to our royalty tonight. the king was Simon Zimprick, and the queen was Allison Cassing. So shout out to those two for winning the king and queen. We'll be able to see them at halftime out on the field. But just a tremendous atmosphere every year for homecoming.
Okay, the Gorman Knights snapped their 3-game losing streak last Friday night with impressive 51-8 road win out at Rapid City Central. Gorman offense was clicking on all 8 cylinders, led by Tegan Slimkin, who had 6 first-half touchdown passes to 5 different receivers. That's pretty impressive. Did you ever do that?
I did not.
5. While the Knights' defense only allowed 78 total yards in the game and forced 2 turnovers. Isaac, what impressed you most about the Knights' offense last Friday night?
Kind of like you said, Tegan's ability to spread that ball around last week was awesome. He got it to a lot of different receivers. That's a big confidence boost, kind of like what the coaches have been preaching. But you get those guys to have a good performance out west when you have to have that long road trip. That's just building confidence. That was a really good confidence boosting game. You saw a lot of players catch a lot of passes. Tegan was able to drop back and have time to deliver the ball, unlike the week prior to Lincoln. So it was just one of those bounce back games that hopefully sets you up for a success down the road for the rest of the season.
And last week, Matt Peters started as center, and Chase Harris started as left guard. What'd you see there?
I thought that with Peters and Harrison at guard and center now, is we're going to be able to run between the tackles a little bit more. Those are some big bodies down there in the trenches, and they'll be able to move some of these Washington interior linemen out of the way so that we can run those power runs in between the tackles and in between with the pulling guards. And you're going to see a lot of success in the run game, especially with Ratzloff probably going to be playing some more running back tonight, as well as Jacob Schwab getting in the mix. There's going to be some new running backs back there.
So those 6 touchdown passes, what confidence does that give? You know, Bo Beaver's got one, Albert's got one, Harry Huners. What does that do to confidence coming back here tonight against a crosstown Washington?
Well, when you go on the road and you get that first touchdown of the season, then you come back into your homecoming game, and as those seniors, it's one of the bigger games of their career is that homecoming game. So it's just always exciting to come back. But after you go out and have a game like they did, everyone's confidence is going up. Not only the team confidence, but your individual confidence, knowing, hey, I can win these one-on-one matchups on the outside. I can beat these defenders and DBs. Washington actually comes out with a pretty strong defensive secondary, but they're a little bit undersized based on our receivers' height. I know a couple of them. They're gritty and they'll fight hard, but just the simple height factor could be something to watch tonight, and especially with guys like Harry and Alpers who have about 6'4" height and a longer wingspan.
Okay, let's welcome in Al.
Hey, how's it
buddy? Al Benjamin joins us now.
Having some Jeep problems I got here. That's the main thing. All right, so you kind of touched on Sioux Falls, Washington, defensive back. Now I want to ask you, they're the number 5 team in the state. All right, and the Warriors are coming off that huge 35-14 win over Stevens last Friday night. They trailed 14-7 at the half, and then proceeded to outscore Stevens 28-0 throughout the second half, led by that quarterback Max Thompson, who's an absolute stud. Threw for 284 yards, 2 touchdowns. So, Isaac, I got to ask you now, what are the biggest challenges that this Warriors offense, led by Thompson, what do they present to the O'Gorman defense here tonight?
Well, you're going to see what could be a quarterback getting ready to play at that next level. Max Thompson is a do-it-all guy for Washington. He can run he can scramble a little bit. He's a good hard-nosed runner, but boy, can he just sit back there and drop some dimes out of the pocket. He's a good pocket passer. He's polished back there. He doesn't get thrown off by pressure in his face. He'll invite that pressure, welcome it in, and be able to deliver those balls accurately. He's just an overall 5-tool guy, if you will. I mean, he's got the mental part of the game down as well as the physicality, and he knows this offense now. This is his second year starting for them, so he's got the experience, and he's just you're going to see tonight. He's got a good potential to hit those long ball home runs down the field tonight. And Josh Piper out at wide receiver, that's a big name to be concerned about. Josh Piper, kind of their do-it-all guy out on the perimeter. They're missing Hansen tonight. Tyus Hansen, one of their big receivers, who also played some quarterback in the mix the last couple of years. He's out with a knee injury tonight, so we're not going to see him. So that's going to be something to watch to see who steps up into his spot.
So on the Warriors' other side of the ball here on defense, and they only allowed 149 yards to Stevens last week. I know it's that's impressive nonetheless. However, that's against Stevens, right? That's not the best team maybe to kind of gauge your success against. Now, they have 11 interceptions, 9 sacks on the season. They're led by their 2 linebackers. Actually, a UND commit, Jaden Federal, and Nebraska commit, Randolph. So, K-Pie. So, Isaac, now are you expecting Washington to be aggressive tonight like that, like Lincoln did, and kind of blitz OG? Or
I would expect Washington to try to throw everything they can at O'Gorman's front offensive line tonight. That front 7 from Washington is pretty athletic, and they're big too. Kind of like Lincoln, they've got linebackers who can get down the field in a hurry, but can also cover the field. So they're comfortable with having those outside guys cover some of that flat area out there, and some coverage, have them drop back so that they can bring those other 2 linebackers or that middle linebacker in and rush. And you're going to see Kapai having a night where he's just kind of flying all over the field. He's just a guy that they rely on. They rely on those linebackers, and I think that they're going to have success tonight if they can get those linebackers going early.
Yeah, very much like Brandon Valley, where it's just linebacker city.
Yeah, absolutely.
They just come at you. All right, now taking a look at our scoreboard update. Dan, can you go ahead and let us know what's going on with the games
tonight? We're the first
AAA?
game. Thank you. We'll be starting at 5 o'clock tonight here, but starting at 6 o'clock, Central is at Stevens, so in-town match in Rapid City. So neither of them teams have to travel this weekend. Sturgis Brown is at number 1 Yankton. Yankton's 5-0. The Bucks. Huron is at Pierre. Pierre's now number 3. They're 3-1. Number 2 Brookings goes to Mitchell. Number 4 in the AAA, Lincoln is at Brandon Valley, number 2, and Douglas is playing at Spearfish. Open is Roosevelt, Harrisburg, Watertown, Aberdeen Central. All are open this weekend. So that's your scoreboard update.
All right, thank you so much, Dan. Coming up on the other side of the break, Brett Byler talked to first-year Washington head coach Ryan Evans to find out what the Warriors are doing to prepare for the Knights tonight. Don't go away. You're listening to the Knights pregame show on Real Presence Radio Network.
At First Premier Bank and Premier Bank Card, we believe the greatest investment we can make is in our customers and communities. Thanks to our industry-leading service, products, and tools, we're helping our customers reach their financial goals and achieve success. Through the generosity of our employees and leadership, we're able to support nearly 700 South Dakota organizations and nonprofits with our time, money, and resources. At Premier, we're always seeking ways to make an impact for good by investing in what matters most to you. It's the Premier way.
Catholic Family Services is here for you, regardless of age, faith, or ethnic origin. They provide services throughout eastern South Dakota, including mental health counseling for adults and children, grief therapy for individuals or groups, a divorce support group, and a grief camp for children. They also now offer online counseling through telehealth therapy. For more information or to make an appointment with Catholic Family Services, you can call 800-700-7867 or go to sfcatholic.org/CFS.
Welcome back to the Knights Game Day Show. I am now joined by Sioux Falls, Washington football coach Ryan Evans. Coach, your team trailed Stevens 14-7 at halftime of your football game last week at Howard Wood, but then proceeded to outscore the Raiders 28-0 in the second half, leading to your team's 35-14 win. What did you see as the biggest improvement for your team in the second half compared to the first half?
Our players really just took the initiative to make things happen. We kind of felt going into the locker room that they were all waiting for each other to make a play, rather than trying to go and make the play themselves and trust each other to do their jobs. We kind of just made the point to the kids that they got to make things happen, and they certainly did the second half.
And one of the players that did make it happen was your quarterback, Max Thompson, 20 for 28, 284 yards and 2 touchdowns. What impressed you most about his play?
His pocket presence was really tough. They started blitzing a lot, and Max took some hits, but hung in there and threw the ball where it needed to be every time. His leadership hanging through that was nice to see.
And your defense also played well, Coach, throughout the ballgame, only allowing 149 yards to the Rapid City Stevens. You had a pick 6 at the end of the game. What stood out to you overall about how your defense played?
In the second half, they just played really physical football. They kind of went in shutdown mode. In first half, they were more of a bend but not break. They gave up some first downs, and then second half, they were all tearing to the ball as fast as they could, and they were surrounding the football, and they caused some turnovers, and that was fun to see.
Your team right now, Coach, is 3-2. You do have 4 games left. O'Gorman, Roosevelt, and Brandon Valley are all on that schedule. What would you like to see as your biggest improvement for your team in those final 4 games of the season?
Our boys really just need to be able to come out of the gates on all cylinders, start playing well right away in a game. We've been slow to start the last few weeks, and you can't afford to be at this point in any season, let alone the season that we have, where we have a lot of the metro schools right ahead of us.
One of your metro schools you're going to face is tonight Sioux Falls O'Gorman. It's their Knights homecoming. They're 2-3 on the season. What do you see as the biggest challenges Sioux Falls O'Gorman presents to your team tonight?
They have great team speed. They really do, kind of all over the place. And then on top of it, the Peters kid up front he blocks well for them when he's on offense, and on defense he causes other offenses havoc from the nose guard position. Their team speed with Stuckel and then their quarterback Schlimgen, they use them well. And then defensively, we got to be aware of where the Struck kid is. They're super athletic, and they're extremely well coached.
And finally, Coach, for your team to get a victory tonight against Sioux Falls O'Gorman, what are 2 or 3 things that your boys must do?
We really need to control what happens on first down on both sides of the football, and then we need to, of course, avoid turnovers on offense and cause some turnovers when we're on D.
Thank you so much, Coach, for your time, and good luck tonight against Sioux Falls O'Gorman.
Thank you.
We'd like to thank Coach Evans for his time. But don't go away. Brett Byler interviews O'Gorman coach Jason Poppinga. The interview is next as Homecoming 2020 continues on the Knights Game Day Show. Stay with us. You're listening to Real Presence Radio.
Hello, this is Mark Konzemius, president of the Catholic Community Foundation for Eastern South Dakota. Preparing for the end of life can be overwhelming, even scary. Yet as disciples of Christ, we live in great hope and the reality of God's promise that death is not the end, but a new beginning. The End-of-Life Planning Workbook for Catholics is now available. I encourage you to reach out to one of our Catholic Community Foundation offices or ccfesd.org. May God bless each of us on our journey to heaven.
Is there an event that you would like announced right here on the RPR Network? Please email the details at least 2 weeks in advance to Therese at realpresenceradio.com. That's Therese at realpresenceradio.com. We can help spread the word about what's happening at your parish and in your diocese. Again, that email address is Therese at realpresenceradio.com.
Welcome back to tonight's Coaches Show interview brought to you by Canfield Business Interiors. I'm now joined by Sioux Falls O'Gorman football coach Jason Poppinga. Coach, we got back on the winning track last Friday night up in Rapid City, a 51-8 win. You were up 44-0 at halftime. Offensively, you were clicking on all cylinders. Tegan had 6 touchdown passes in the first half to 5 different receivers. What were you most happy with your offense in their first half performance?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing was, just decision making. On Tegan's part, I mean, basically every one of his balls he threw, I mean, it's not like we just target one guy. I mean, he's making decisions based on what the defense gives us. And, the first drive, he made a couple poor throws. He made good decisions, just made poor throws. And, we had to punt that first time. Then after that, we didn't punt the rest of the game, because of his decision making. And, our receivers ran good enough routes. I mean, we saw that they tried to man us up. And, and in this game, a lot of our players were just, better. We ran good routes. Our offensive line held up. We really didn't have any sacks. I mean, we had a couple hits on our quarterback. And, we ran the ball well enough. We weren't necessarily trying to run the football just because of how many guys they had in the box, but I mean, this week with Washington, it may be a very different story.
Do you think this game offensively for a few of your players could be a confidence booster? I mean, Bo Beavers caught a touchdown. You had Harry catch a touchdown. Alpers caught 2 touchdowns. We kind of seen what we get from Stuckel and Riedel so far. We had a couple, guys get in the end zone that has to, you would think, be a confidence booster for those guys moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, the first few weeks, were frustrating for us, in offensive production across the board. We didn't run the ball well. We had lots of sacks. 10 is, a ridiculous number that, we had in that Lincoln game. But, we really feel like, we've kind of shored some of those things up. That if we give Tegan time, Tegan's going to make good decisions. And, given the right opportunities, our receivers will run good enough routes that, we'll have a chance to make completions. I mean, that's a big part of our offense this year. we're going to have to be able to throw the ball to keep teams honest. And, like I said, I mean, it's going to be interesting to find out how Washington tries to defend us. Do they take the Lincoln approach like what Rapid did and, try to just load the box and play man coverage? Or are they going to play more of a traditional zone and, and see what we can do underneath it?
You had a new center and a new left guard against Rapid City Central as Matt Peters and Chase Harris, two bigger kids in those positions. What was your assessment of those guys' play?
I mean, obviously, the first game out, they still made mistakes, that you'd expect kind of from first game that, we need to improve on our steps, we need to improve on our footwork, but, ultimately, I think those guys are competitors and, they're upperclassmen. I mean, we're going from, underclassmen guys that were trying to be in those spots, and we moved some guys, with Tanner Payton going over playing defensive end, who we felt did a really great job, this last week at defensive end, allowing us to move Chase over to offensive guard to solidify some things. And, Peters, we're looking like, well, how far can he go? How far can he help take this team on both the offense and defensive lines?
We have our homecoming game tonight, Coach, against Sioux Falls, Washington at the MAC tonight. When you look at this Washington team this year, they're 3-2 right now on tape. What stands out to you first and foremost about them?
Obviously you look at, they've got, tall, great size, speed is good. I mean, they've got D1, Kapai's a D1, commit to Nebraska. So, I mean, as far as their athleticism, I feel like they're a really athletic team. They have good enough size. I mean, they're bigger than us. They're faster than us at a lot of positions. So, I mean, it's going to come down to us for execution, which we preach to our kids every week that, if we execute, we can beat teams that are better than us. If we don't, we're going to see the kind of results that we did like against Lincoln and Brandon.
What do you see for your defense, who's playing, I think, really well right now? Basically 4 out of the 5 games, I think they played outstanding. What would be some keys for them against the Washington offense tonight?
Yeah, once again, we need to be able to shut down, their run game up front. I mean, much like they had when they had Tupac back there, they feel like, their running backs, are going to be able to do some damage. And they're quick, shifty guys, they're talented players. And the receivers, are tall, so the matchups on the outside against some of our, DBs who are a little bit shorter, especially at the corner positions, are those one-on-one matchups, are they going to be favorable for them? And can we stop the big play? Which, Roosevelt, we didn't do a good job of stopping that big play, but, for the year, we've been really happy with how we've played against the run. So, well, hopefully that can continue against, the Washington zone offense.
And you mentioned they have Randolph Kapai on defense, a very good linebacker committed to Nebraska. For your offense to attack Washington's defense and have success, what are some things that you need to do tonight?
Yeah, obviously, know where he's at. And the biggest thing, they're going to see lots of stunts. You're going to see lots of pressure packages that they're going to bring to us up front, trying to confuse our offensive line and, get shots on our quarterback and, on our tailbacks too, running the football. So it'll be a question, can our offensive line hold up tonight?
Thank you so much, Coach. Good luck tonight.
Hey, appreciate it. Thanks, Brett.
Tonight's pregame coaches show for Sioux Falls O'Gorman Heights has been brought to you by Camfield Business Interiors. Camfield Business Interiors provides healthier, safer, smarter design solutions for your workplace. For more information, you can find us online at camfieldco.com. Camfield, making space better.
Coming up after the break, we will find out what the Knights need to do to defeat Sioux Falls, Washington in our Keys to Victory segment here on Real Presence Radio Network.
Need repairs on gas pumps, tanks, and air compressors? Sioux Equipment Company can help. They serve Sioux Falls and the surrounding areas. Sioux Equipment Company also offers services for lifts, signs, decals, and tank truck equipment. Sioux Equipment Company at 605-334-1653 is a supporter of O'Gorman Knights athletics and activities.
Canfield Business Interiors in Sioux Falls, South Dakota provides healthier, safer, smarter design solutions for your workplace. They make space better by creating inspirational experiences to improve your organizational performance. For more information, you can find us online at canfieldco.com. Canfield, making space better. Canfield Business Interiors supports the Sioux Falls Catholic School System and wishes all O'Gorman students and student athletes good luck this year.
Welcome back to O'Gorman High School, where the Knights are getting set to take on the Washington Warriors here at the homecoming game for O'Gorman at McEnany Field. So, Dan and Al, what do we got to do tonight for some keys to victory for the Knights against Sioux Falls, Washington?
Us on the spot.
Oh, I'm going to start with you guys.
The armchair quarterbacks. Here we go. To me, you got to get out early, get that get that lead, get that early momentum. Washington started slow. They're, the first half. In the last couple of games, they come on in the second half. So we got to get that lead and get that momentum in the first half for the Knights.
Yeah, offensively, I want to see the Knights offensive line handling Washington's blitzes and those stunts up front. You got to protect Teagan, as he showed last week and he showed in week 1, and even spatters throughout the other 3 games. When given just that 1 more second, 2 more seconds, he can make things happen with that arm.
Absolutely. Defensively, we got to stop Washington's rushing attack. We need to make sure we're tackling. They got a lot of guys that can, in that backfield and in that receiver group, that can kind of break some tackles, or some there's some pretty shifty defenders pretty shifty offensive players over there at Washington. So we need to make sure we're keeping those guys in check tonight.
And also the turnover battle. Have to win the turnover. Protect the ball. Protect the ball. Protect the ball. You know that. You were drilled in that in football. Knight's going to have to do that tonight. We've been kind of sloppy.
Absolutely. Now, picking one player from each side that you expect to leave a big imprint on this game tonight. Can be offensive or defensive. What do you guys got?
I'm going with Matt Peters.
All right.
A cement block in the middle. Offensive as the center, he's solid there. Look at it, he's carrying the flag out tonight, right there, homecoming, the senior upperclassman, and also on defense is at nose tackle. I'm going with Matt Peters, number 66 for the Knights.
I like David Alpers tonight. I think that it was no shock to anybody last week when Alpers caught 2 touchdown passes out of that tight end position, and that's where we're going to be seeing a lot of him tonight. But also defensively, he's up there on the defensive end spot, and I think that he's going to be able to use his athleticism to get around those tackles from Washington and hopefully get in the backfield and cause some chaos tonight.
And I'm going with Sam Stukel because I love the switch to him at running back. I love his wheels. He's got a head on him. That dude can make things happen real quick, put that move on a Washington defender and go to town. So go Sam.
So some players to watch tonight for Washington includes quarterback Max Thompson, the 6'2 junior, has completed 54 of his 92 passes this season for 756 yards and 2 interceptions. He's averaging just shy of 200 a game through the air. Also, Josh Piper, a wide receiver for Washington, like we talked about, he's got 23 catches on the season for 342 yards and 3 touchdowns. He's averaging about 85 yards per game on the receiving end. And then also Randolph Kapai, that senior linebacker for them, that's the Nebraska commit. He's got 46 tackles to lead the team, and he's got 4 interceptions to go along with that. So those are some big-time players for Washington this evening.
That's right. And tonight, Sioux Falls O'Gorman Knights Game Day Show has been brought to you by First Premier Bank and Premier Bank Card. Premier is a proud sponsor of high school athletics and your O'Gorman Knights. First Premier Bank and Premier Bank Card, investing in their communities.
Coming up next is the Knights Kickoff Show with a priest prayer, starting lineups for both teams, and our final thoughts.
On the Real Presence Radio Network, O'Gorman Knights Football is on the air. Brought to you by
Catholic Family Services, Catholic Community Foundation for Eastern South Dakota, Jardine Construction, Barnett Vision Clinic, Bishop O'Gorman Catholic Schools, McGuire Iron, Sioux Equipment Company, Ferendorf Family Chiropractic and Wellness, Mark Promis with Providence Financial, First Premier Bank, Premier Bank Card, Canfield Business Interiors, the BB Agency, Knights of Columbus Insurance, Closets and More, and JMJ Caseworks.
Kickoff to tonight's game is just moments away. With all the exciting action of O'Gorman Knights football, let's go to the field.
Welcome back to O'Gorman, where the Knights are getting ready to take on Washington in their homecoming game this evening. We're got some Hall of Fame inductions going on down at the field, but we're going to get to our starting lineups for tonight's game. So starting lineups will go offensively for Washington to start. Washington will start Jonah DeVries at center. He's a 6-foot, 300-pound senior. Jason Martinez, he's a 6'1", 275-pound senior at left guard. At left tackle, Kale Medema, he's a 6'9", 310-pound sophomore. Hoyle Bowman is going to be the right guard. He's a 5'10", 225-pound junior, and Alex Hefner, a 6'5", 315-pound junior for them. Then at their split end position, they're going to have Carson Strom. He's a 6'2", 185-pound senior. Their slot receiver, Josh Piper, a big name to watch out for tonight. He's the 6', 180-pound junior. Blessing Tanya, the 5'7", 155 junior, is in at running back. Malcolm Johnson, another halfback for them. They start two in the backfield. He's the 6'1" senior. Austin Vigance is going to be their tight end tonight. He's the 6', 195-pound senior. Ben Burgers is another tight end. They start that two tight end, two running back set. He's a 6'4" junior. And then that quarterback tonight, number 17, he's the 6', 2-inch junior, 210-pound Max Thompson.
Okay, let's go with the O'Gorman defense. Starting end, number 4, 6'4", senior David Alpers. The nose tackle, number 66, the senior Matt Peters. The other end, the 5'10", senior Michael Shea. Your linebackers, the 6'1", number 20, Tanner Payton. Andrews Matichek, number 33. Carter Peterson is number 24. And Jacob Schwab, the senior, 25. Starting as your backs is the junior, number 15, Andrew Nelson, which made the ESPN play 2 weeks ago, if you missed that. Mm-hmm. The 6'1", senior Sam Stuckel is number 2, and number 26, the 6'3", junior Emmanuel Struck. As you mentioned, the Washington coach said you got to watch for that Struck kid. And also the DB 5'11", number senior Zach Riddle. That's your starting defense. And now your offense, Al?
All right, offensively for the O'Gorman Knights, Matt Peters, the stud, 6', 285-pound senior, number 66. He's going to be shoring that up like a cement. Yeah, well, I guess cement truck. Yeah, I don't know what it is. All right, number 58, Chase Harris will be your left guard, 6', 225-pound junior. At left tackle, Matthew Winterton, number 60, 6'2", 270-pound senior. Right guard, Devin Brenner, number 71. He's 6', 2-pound senior, or 6'2", 225-pound senior. And rounding off the front line offensively for the Knights, number 55, cousin Eddie Mailer, 6'5", 220-pound senior. Your wideouts for tonight's Knights offense will be number 17, Zach Riedel, 5'11", 185-pound senior. The 6'3", 170-pound junior, number 26, Emmanuel Struck. Harry Huner is number 1, comes in at 6'3", 165 pounds. He's a senior. And the other senior, number 4, David Alpers, 6'4", 205. Now at starting quarterback, Tegan Schlimgen, the 5'11", 175-pound senior, number 10. And Sam Stuckel, your starting running back, and my pick, and it will not disappoint, coming in at 6'1", 180-pound senior, number 2, Sam Stuckel.
Defensively for Washington tonight, they're going to start four down linemen. Patrick Osborne, the number 44, the 6' junior, is going to be at one of the defensive tackle spots. A defensive end, Jackson Heldon, he's a 5'7" sophomore. Kendis Ledbetter is the 6'3" junior. He'll be in at nose guard right off the ball on Peters. And the other defensive end, Aaron Thomas, the 5'10" senior, number 34. Then at the linebackers, they got Randolph Kapai. He's the 6'3" senior. Jaden Federal, who's the 6'3" senior. And Gabe Frericks, who's the 6' junior. Then rounding out the safety position is Matthew Ageman. He's the 5'9" junior, and Ashton Zeich, the 6'1" junior, and then the corners, Luke Behrens, the 5'9" senior, and the 5'9" junior, number 10, Garrett Hoffman. That is the Washington Warriors defense. Washington is coached by Ryan Evans, assistant coaches Jeff Fitzgerald, Jason Stahlberg, Michael Frericks, and Lance Siebenhaller.
All right, as they finish up honoring the Hall of Fame inductees, including a couple of, well, we have our bishop down there, right? Well, the former bishop.
Well, he's bishop of St. Cloud. Bishop Donald Kettler.
There you go. We will go ahead and get things started off correctly and get a priest prayer. Come on in, Father.
Please stand. This is Father Sean Haggerty, pastor of St. Lambert Parish in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Let us pray in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. In the book of Deuteronomy, we hear, "Be brave and steadfast. Have no fear or dread of them, for it is the Lord your God who marches with you. He will never fail you or forsake you." God our Father, we know that you are always with us in every competition of life, whether it be on the field or on the court or in family or at school. You are with us, Lord. Help our young people to realize this and to always turn to you in their time of need. We pray especially for safety for our young people as they compete. We pray for our parents, that they would support all children, and we pray for our refs, that God would give them the grace to make good calls and to have an eye to see all that happens. We ask all this through our Lord Jesus Christ, your Son, who lives and reigns with you in the unity of the Holy Spirit, one God, forever and ever. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Our Lady, Queen of Victory, pray for us.
The O'Gorman Knights Marching Band with our national anthem. So this, a quick little recap heading into tonight's game. This is the 78th meeting between O'Gorman and Sioux Falls, Washington. Washington leads the series 38-35. However, O'Gorman has won 2 straight games versus the Warriors, while the Warriors are 6-4 in the last 10. In their last meeting, which was October 4th, just about a year ago and a couple days ago, the Warriors took on O'Gorman at Howard Wood. O'Gorman defeated Washington 38-20 in a game that ended due to lightning with 1:20 left in the fourth quarter. That seemed like that game was taking forever towards the end of that one. O'Gorman pretty much controlled it basically the whole way, and we're up 38-6 in the fourth quarter before giving up 2 late touchdowns to Washington. Tate Wishard led O'Gorman with 97 rushing yards and a touchdown, and Zach Norton had caught 12 balls, with which tied Canyon Bauer's record for most catches in a game and had 82 receiving yards. Jason Poppinga is 2-4 versus Sioux Falls, Washington as a coach all time.
Yes, and we'd like to thank Father Sean Haggerty as well for your prayer. We look forward to hearing prayers from different priests across the Diocese of Sioux Falls this football season. Now we've gone over some of the, gone over all the starting lineups, and while they're getting set up here to do the coin toss and pick their sides, some injury news now. The Knights are still missing All-State kicker and wide receiver defensive back Connor Pavelko, who they hope should get back in the middle of late October. And Washington is out there starting wide receiver tight end 6'4", 225-pound senior Tyus Hansen.
So O'Gorman wins the toss and elects to receive, so O'Gorman's offense will come out with the ball to start. Washington will send out Luke Behrens to kick.
And number 66, Matthew Peter.
4:59 right now. Game time was set for 5 o'clock. We're right on target. It's 55 degrees with a little bit of a cloudy sky. Not a whole lot of wind, but a light breeze coming from the, oh geez, where's the flag
Southeast.
at?
Yeah,
oh, there it is.
Southeast.
The southeast part of Sioux Falls. Forgot where our flag was for a second. I'm looking over across 41st Street.
Well, it's tough because the
Nothing
field
out there.
doesn't run perpendicular,
field runs
parallel with the 41st, so it kind of throws you off. Just want to remind listeners, you can go ahead and listen on 94.5 FM Sioux Falls, 91.3 FM Hartford, online at yourcatholicradiostation.com, and want to welcome all of our viewers right now who have tuned in on YouTube. Clearly, you have found the Real Presence Radio Sioux Falls channel, and that's where you can listen and watch not only this football game, but you can watch many other O'Gorman Knights sports as well.
So Washington wearing the white away jerseys and white pants with the black helmet and the Warriors logo with a number on the right side of their helmet. O'Gorman sporting their cathedral greens tonight at home for the homecoming game, a tradition that they play Washington at home. They get to wear their throwback cathedral greens dating back to when Dan Johnson was 25 years old. And the kickoff will be returned now by Sam Stukel, who will run up the left sideline, breaks a tackle, and he's running down the sideline near the 50-yard line and out of bounds. They're going to call it. There's going to be a flag, however, on the return, so it's going to come back a little bit.
But I like that momentum.
It's a holding.
He needed that.
A nice return there by Stukel is going to be negated from the holding penalty. We'll see who's going to be charged with the crime.
I don't know, but they owe me a Coke because Stuco would have started off my pick here really well.
And the Knights will be going from left to right, going southeast to northwest here in front of us.
On the return team, 10-yard penalty from the spot foul. First down on Gorman.
They don't say who the holding's on, just on the return
They're not going to
team.
throw them under the bus.
So the ball will start here with O'Gorman having it on the left hash mark on their own 27-yard line. Schlimgen will come out. He's got 2 receivers on each side, 2 running backs offset, and Alpers in at tight end on the right side. So a pretty heavy set here to start the game. Schlimgen will take the snap, handoff up the middle. That's Ratzlaff on the carry. He's going to plow forward for about 2 to 3 yards and be wrapped up by a swarm of Warriors, including number 46, Gabe Frericks.
He's going to run right behind Peters. Peters is going to just take that and make a hole for him.
Gain of 4 for the Knights will bring up 2nd down and 6. Same formation. Schlimgen out of the gun once again. He'll take the bell tie snap, fake the give. There's no one home. He's going to have to take the ball and make something out of nothing. Obvious miscommunication there from the running backs, and it's going to result in a loss of more than 6 yards. I think that's going to be a loss of about 7. And it'll now bring up 3rd and 13.
Ledbetter in on the tackle for the Warriors. He's the 6'3", 240 junior.
So 3rd down and 13. The Knights have the ball on their own 24-yard line. They'll come out of the gun once again, same formation. However, Alpers the tight end on the left side this time. Schlimgen will take the snap, fake the give, and now will throw a swing pass out to Schwab. Had a defender kind of draped around his back, however, not enough hands there on the jersey to warrant any flag, and the Knights will send out the punting team.
Yeah, that was Jaden Fertile. I really thought he had a little bit more of the jersey than what didn't get called, but that's okay.
So it'll be Struck coming out to punt for O'Gorman.
He'll be punting from the 9-10 yard line for O'Gorman.
Struck's punted 18 times this year for a total just shy of 600 yards, averaging about 33 yards a punt with a long of 58. He'll take the snap. A nice, tight, spiraling punt that's going to get an O'Gorman bounce and roll down near the 30. Heck, it could roll all the way down to the 26-yard line, and that's where the Washington Warriors will send out Max Thompson and the rest of the Warrior offense for their first drive of the ball game. A 50-yard punt there for Emmanuel Struck, flips the field and gives Washington the ball on their own 26.
What's he averaging?
He's averaging about 33 a punt, but a long of 58 there, that one 50. So a nice punt there from Struck.
First and 10 Warriors. At their own 26.
Warriors will start with it once again on their own 26-yard line. 10:29 left here in the first quarter. 0-0 ball game. The Warriors have their first drive of the game. A motion man and a fake give. Now they'll give up the middle to the running back. I think that was Johnson.
Yeah, that was
on
Tenaya.
the carry.
Blessing Tenaya.
Nobody bought that.
We'll see what number 28. That was Tenaya. So Johnson was the motion man, and Tenaya was the up back there. Nothing on the ground for first down, so it'll bring up 2nd and 10.
You know, it's hard to tell, but it's easy to see the juxtaposition between Tenaya and Johnson. Tenaya is a lot smaller, 155 pounds, but really fast, low to the ground, a lot of lateral speed.
Another man in motion from right to left. He'll join now a trio of receivers on the left side. Thompson will drop back to pass. Looks to throw. He's got Alpers in his face. Alpers the first one to get to him, and then to finish up the tackle was Tanner Payton, now playing defensive end for the Knights. So the Knights get to Thompson, sack him in the backfield for a loss of about 8 yards. That'll bring up 3rd and 18. Ball is on the 18-yard line for Washington.
You see Alpers went against Miedema there?
Mm-hmm.
Here's Miedema, 6'9", and he just went right around him.
Yeah.
That's how quick he is.
As well as 310 pounds on that left tackle spot. So a big boy there for Washington. And now Payton's going to get the matchup with him this time. But absolutely, like you were saying, Payton a lot more comfortable at that natural defensive end position. Thompson will roll out left. He's got Payton in his face. A throw near the sideline. Shea with the outstretched arms. It's going to be incomplete. He nearly could have got a hand on that, possibly picked the ball off. However, the ball fell to the ground incomplete. It was intended for Johnson, and now Washington will send out the punting crew.
Oh, I saw Oski written all over that. It was just that angle for us right here, but now they're going to punt from the 5.
Luke Behrens on the punt for Washington. A snap, belts a nice end-over-end punt to Zach Riedel. It's going to take a 1-hop, 2-hop, and sail out of bounds right on the 49-yard line just across midfield. So a decent punt there for Washington. We'll send out Schlimgen and the Knights for their second chance on offense in this first quarter. 0-0 still, 8:57 left in the first. Both teams have had a crack at it offensively. Both go 3 and out.
But good stand by the defense there. For to hold them down there and on the 20 like that. And
nice to see them get back in the backfield with the sack, too.
You know, after the game from Rapid last week was good, but to be back home like this, they need a good showing. Somebody late on the field.
Schwab late on the field will now join Schlimgen and Ratzlaff in the backfield. Schlimgen will take the snap. He'll actually give to Schwab right up the middle. He'll fall forward for about 2 yards to the opposite 49-yard line. So Schwab will pick up 2 on first down, and they'll bring up second down and 8. Ratzlaff comes out of the game, and I think there's some confusion going on offensively for the Knights. Schwab was late in, but Poppinga gave an earful to Ratzlaff as he came off. I think they're having some trouble lining up. These are 2 newer guys in the backfield for O'Gorman, so we'll see how it comes.
And he
struck the single receiver on the right side, and I believe it's Stuckel, the single receiver on the left side. Schlimgen, a hard count will get the defense to jump.
Good hard count.
About 3 of the 4 defenders.
Encroachment. Defense. Number 35.
They'll give it to number 35, which is Kendis Ledbetter for Washington. So that'll move them up about 5 yards. It'll be second down and 3 now from the 44-yard line. Same formation for O'Gorman.
Oh, we got Jocko running the line.
Schlimgen out of the gun. Schlimgen will take the snap, throw a quick slant route to Manny Struck, who catches that one for a first down. A nice gain there, was tackled by number 10, Garrett Hoffman. Just want to give a quick little shout out to Hoffman there. Hoffman actually plays on my brother's baseball team, so those guys are teammates during the summer, and now are going to be matched up one-on-one against each other pretty much all night. So some friendly trash talking probably going on between those two.
You think?
So Schlimgen will come out of the gun, same formation this time. He'll take the snap, fake the give, and now will run up the middle, gain about 5 yards, maybe 6. So a nice gain there on the quarterback keeper from Schlimgen is going to pick up some good chunk yardage on first down. I think they're going to give him 6. So it'll be second and 4 now. Ball on the Warrior 27-yard line.
Second and 3 for the Knights.
Same formation here from O'Gorman. We're going to see this a lot tonight, I believe. Washington with such a big front 7 and a dominant front 7 that we're going to have more of a steady backfield tonight. Schlimgen will take the snap, give it up the middle, and I think they're going to push forward for a first down. On the carry there for the Knights was number 33, Anders Matichek. So Matichek rumbles forward for a couple yards, picks up another first down, and the Knights move the chains once again.
I think with Peters and Harris right there, you're going to notice they're going to do their assignments. They're going to run that gap through there.
Once again, same formation for the Knights. Schlimgen will come out of the gun. He'll give up the middle to Schwab this time. Schwab will run through a couple tacklers and then be brought down by a herd of Warriors, including Frericks.
Another tackle by Petrol.
And a couple other Warriors, including Fettrell.
Picked up 4 yards.
Gain of 4, second and 6 for the Knights.
So a gain of 4 for the Knights will bring up second down and 6. Ball is on the 18-yard line. Once again, same formation. Now the Warriors are playing a little bit off on the receivers outside, so Schlimgen will toss a ball over the middle to Sam Stuckel, where he's met by Garrett Hoffman. No flag there. It looked like Hoffman was driving on that slant route. However, I don't think that ball was catchable or in a position that could be catchable to warrant that flag. Kind of sailed too far inside and incomplete.
I don't know. I felt like Stuckel could have.
We'll see about that. Yeah,
I'm going to agree with Al.
I'm just saying. I'm not trying to homer. I'm just saying.
If he wouldn't have blocked him, he would have. I thought it was catchable.
From my angle, way back here.
Al's back in the bathroom of the press box downstairs.
Don't really have to go anywhere from here.
Movement up front. I think they're going to get Alpers on the movement there. The tight end on the left side. just a nudge forward is going to get the false start penalty.
Take it back.
That'll back him up 5 yards. It'll be 3rd down and 11 now. The Knights need a nice play here to either keep them in field goal range or possibly set up that opportunity to go for it on 4th down if it's 4th and manageable. Knights need to get some yards here on 3rd down and 11. They'll come out with the same formation. Alper's the tight end on the left side. 2 running backs split offset of each other in the backfield. Stuckel and Struck, the lone receivers on each side. Stuckel's going to have a corner route to the back left corner of the end zone. That ball sails a little bit too wide and incomplete. That'll bring up 4th down and 11. That's one of those home run balls that you kind of got to put up more narrow in the field and more to the side there. Hoffman, the defender in coverage. That ball just a little bit out of the outstretched arms of Stuckel and incomplete. A good ball.
It was a good ball.
Yep, a good ball. That's actually not a terrible spot at all to put that away from the defender, but it looked like Stuckel was expecting it to be more back pylon than front pylon.
Here's Nelson with the 45-yard field goal attempt.
Nelson's kick is up, and it is off the uprights and no good. So it hits the right upright and will be no good. So the Warriors hold on defense, and the score remains 0-0 here with 5:44 left in the first quarter. And we're going to take a quick break. You're listening to Real Presence Radio Network.
Searching for more great Catholic content? Visit our website at yourcatholicradiostation.com. Find Catholic news you can trust, information about events coming up in your local area, and the latest on what's happening at the RPR network. And don't forget that you can listen to any of our stations around the clock from anywhere in the world. Need prayers for someone or something in your life? You can submit those through our online form for the entire family to pray for. Real Presence Radio, online at yourcatholicradiostation.com.
Welcome back to O'Gorman High School. First down play there for the Warriors was a run up the middle for no yards. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10.
Matthew Aggiman.
Nice defensive stop by the Knights on there. Like 4 of them in on that tackle.
So Washington trying to get the offense moving here. Thompson will come out of the gun once again. He's got Tanaya in the backfield. He sends Johnson out to join a receiver on the right side, so now 2 receivers to that side. Thompson's going to get flush out of the pocket, roll to his left. He spins away from the first tackle, and then will be brought down by Schwab, Alpers, and Matacek, and another sack for this O'Gorman defense.
Boy, did he want to get rid of that ball. How many times was he was
pump faking, just nothing doing. Nice coverage there by the secondary for the Knights to force the sack. That's one of those coverage sacks where Thompson did a good job of, after he got flushed out of the pocket, trying to make something out of nothing, actually spun out of a tackle and then was brought down by a couple Knights.
Trouble there, he didn't protect that ball. And there's a good opportunity for us to swap it away for a fumble.
That's what I was hoping to see there.
So Thompson will come back out of the gun here. It's 3rd down and 16. The ball is on their own 14-yard line. The snap to Thompson, they'll give to Tanaya up the right side. He's going to get some running room. Breaks one tackle, then is met by Anders Matacek. The ball squirted out at the end there. However, they're going to say Tanaya hit the turf. He ended up recovering his own fumble anyway. And that'll bring up 4th down. A gain of about 7 there on 3rd down and 16 is going to have it with 4th and 9. Ball on their own 21-yard line, and they'll send back Behrens once again to punt this football away to Stuckel, who's alone by himself at the 50-yard line. Another end-over-end kick is going to be fielded by Stuckel. He makes one defender miss, trucks over a second Washington defender, and is wrapped up at the 47-yard line. So a nice hard run for about 5 yards right up the middle. And the Knights will have possession. Great field position once again. Ball at the Washington 47-yard line, and they'll send out the offense again. Peters out of the game now at center, so they've got a new center coming in, as well as Alpers getting a break offensively too.
I like good sportsmanship by Washington there. 24 Schmidt helped him up there. I thought excellent sportsmanship by the Warriors.
Love seeing that.
So Huners and Riedel are also in at receivers. So now we're going a more traditional look with 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. It's still Stuckel, the lone back. Ratzloff will take the carry. He's got a lot of room to run down the side. Ran up the backside of Huners right near the sticks.
He's got to be hurting. Came from behind and took him out.
Took him out right at the back knees. Huner's got a little bit of a limp walking back to the huddle. Hopefully he's all right. One of those plays where you're just trying to not run out of room and then end up falling right into the back of your own blocker. A nice play is going to probably be negated by a penalty here.
More than 4 guys in the backfield. Offense.
So it's an illegal formation. There was more than 4 guys, so 5 guys in the backfield. One of the receivers was not set on the line. That probably goes to Stukel, who's that far receiver on the other side where the flag came from. Must have not checked with that referee.
15.
So it'll be first down and 15. Ball on the Knights' 48-yard line. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. It's Schlimgen out of the gun. He'll take the snap, give to Ratzlaff up the middle, who runs through 1 tackle, falls forward to the 45-yard line. We'll pick up about 7 or so on first down, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 8.
That's a nice run.
A good hard run
there.
there.
He popped Patrick Osborne, number 44 for Washington, just kind of put him on his buns, and
where was he
got
at
another
the first
extra couple yards.
That's a great question. He was playing linebacker.
Where was he at the Brandon game?
Yeah,
I don't remember that. We could have used him there. I'm sorry, folks, but just making general observation.
So the Knights will come out once again. 3 receivers to the right. Stukel, the lone receiver, on the left side. Washington will bring pressure. That was Ratzlaff on the carry. He's going to be met by a couple defenders. Brought down for about a gain of 2 to 3 again. Coming off the edge was Patrick Osborne. He was screaming off the edge for Washington there. Just couldn't get to the backfield in time. That'll bring up 3rd down and 6. The Knights will go up with a little bit of tempo here. Same formation. Schlimgen will come back out of the gun. Schlimgen will take the snap, drop back to pass. He's got Stukel on a post route over the top. Stukel beat his defender, and he's into the end zone for a touchdown. Sam Stukel on the board early. A nice pass there from Schlimgen to Stukel on the post route, and a touchdown for the Knights with 2:03 left in the first quarter. They're on the board.
He was coming across that slant. He was wide open. He beat his defender, and he was off to the races. And what a nice ball!
Nice pass there from Schlimgen to Stukel. Hoffman in coverage there for the Warriors. No safety help over the top, and Stukel was just running free down the middle of the field. Nelson will come on to attempt the extra point. Good snap, good hold. The kick is up and right down the middle and good. So with 2:03 left here in the first quarter, the Knights lead 7-0, and we'll get ready to take a break. You're listening to Real Presence Radio Network.
At McGuire Iron, we protect and store quality water for people and communities across the country. We are family-owned and operated and have been building and maintaining America's water tower infrastructure for over 100 years. We pride ourselves on using faith principles in our business practices every day. This deep faith in the church is why we support the Bishop O'Gorman Catholic School System. From all of us at McGuire Iron and the Jones family, we wish all O'Gorman students and student athletes good luck this year.
Welcome back to O'Gorman High School. The Knights just put up a touchdown on the board. A 43-yard touchdown pass from Schlimgen to Stukel opens up the scoring. And that scoring drive for O'Gorman has been brought to you by Closets and More, a locally owned company providing custom-designed closets and storage solutions. You can call Closets and More at 334-5135 or online at closetsandmoresd.com. So a nice drive there for the Knights. Started with a penalty, and they overcame the penalty with a touchdown pass from Schlimgen to Stukel on a post route over the middle where Stukel beat his man. There was no safety help over the top, and that's like taking candy from a baby there at quarterback. You just got to put that one up and let him run under it, which Schlimgen did. Nelson's kick is going to go deep into the right corner and actually out of bounds right near the 3 or so yard line, so that's going to be a penalty. So the Warriors will start with good field position on the kickoff. Thompson's had some pressure up in his face pretty much all night. Nothing really going so far for that Warrior offense.
Well, they've had the 2 drives. Both drives, he's had pressure on him. And we need to maintain that. We need to keep that momentum going.
Yeah, and it's not so much that their line is breaking down and our line is punching through. It's that our defensive backs are covering very well. He doesn't really have a choice but to try to scramble. And by the time he's making that decision, we got 3 or 4 green jerseys within 5 yards of him.
And I like the green jerseys. I can read the numbers.
They are easier to read, I will give you that.
First and 10 Warriors.
So Washington will come out of the shotgun here. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Tanaya offset in the backfield. Thompson's going to roll out, have to toss a pass, bounces up off of Tanaya, and it nearly could have been intercepted there by Alpers. Throws it, actually in that running back there was Michael Johnson for the Warriors. Thompson scrambles, then kind of took off in between the tackle, fires a pass off the shoulder pad of Johnson, hung up in the air, and bounced off of Alper's shoulder pad before he could get his head up.
I think as a quarterback, I would have kept that ball.
Yeah.
I wanted to toss it. And no man pressure like that, I'm just going to go down. I mean, that's...
Yeah, it's definitely been an interesting season for Thompson back there. With a big line like he has, he's just seen a lot of pressure. A little bit of an inexperienced line probably, but he's seen a lot of pressure in his face this season. And it continues tonight so far in the first half for O'Gorman. He'll take a quick pass, toss it to Piper on the outside, who gets a nice reception about 6 or 7 yards. Josh Piper with his first catch of the game. He's the 6-foot junior. A nice slot receiver for the Warriors. Catches that quick receiver screen and scrambles for about 6. So it'll be 3rd and 4, ball at the 41-yard line for Washington here. Approaching the end of the first quarter, about 1 minute and 30 seconds now on the clock. It's 7-0 O'Gorman Knights over the Washington Warriors if you're just joining us. Washington will come back out of the gun. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. It's Thompson taking the snap. He fakes the give to Johnson. He's got pressure once again. Nice coverage again by the Knights defensively. Schwab is going to tackle Thompson about a yard short. Thompson took off on foot right up the middle, and he's going to be about a yard short of the first down, and Washington will send out the punting unit once again. So another defensive stop for O'Gorman will force the 3rd punt of the ball game for Washington, and Luke Behrens will drop back to punt this one away.
Behrens is in punt formation.
I'm surprised they wouldn't go for it.
It's
1 yard, it seems like they could get that, but...
Oh, no.
Boy, roughing the kicker.
No way. But he was moving. He was out.
He was outside of
this
the box,
is going to be a really interesting call.
He was gone. He was running. He was taking off. That should not be called, folks. I disagree with that, if that's what they're going to call.
So Behrens rolls out with a rugby-style kick. Alpers and Chase nearly got home to block the punt, and as soon as Behrens booted that ball away off his foot, he was knocked over by Alpers. I think they're going to call roughing the kicker.
No way. I'm sorry. He gave himself up. When he takes off like that, he's open game. I'm sorry.
I really feel like that was the plan.
And
that was
Coach Popinga is talking with Johnston down there, the line judge, about it, and he was. I agree.
Popinga visibly frustrated there, as he should be. That was, I hate to say it on air, but that was a bad call there by that official.
That gives him automatic first down, takes the ball down to the O'Gorman 43-yard line.
That's one of those plays where you do realize that as he's rolling out as that rugby kicker, I mean, Alpers is diving to get that football. It was off, it was off his foot as he was being tackled. It was such a bang-bang play where that's basically one of those where you just got to let it go.
And this is the best field position for Washington here of the fourth possession for the Warriors here on O'Gorman 43, be 1st and 10.
Washington will come out 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Brand new breath of air here for Washington offensively. They'll take the snap. Thompson fires a pass over to Piper, makes a man miss, rumbles for about 3 yards after the first contact. He'll gain about 6. It'll bring up second down, and I think they're going to give him 7. It'll bring up second down and 3. 22 seconds left here in the first quarter. Couple substitutions into the game for Washington offensively and the Knights defensively. This will be the last play of the quarter if they can get it off.
I just saw Sam Jacobson, 23, go in for the Knights.
Jacobson in at that linebacker spot. Will start covering the slot receiver on the left side. Thompson with 4 seconds left. 3 seconds will take the snap, fake the give, throw on the outside to Johnson. Malcolm Johnson met immediately by Sam Stukel. I don't think he got enough for the first down. A gain of maybe 1, if nothing, and that'll be the end of the first quarter. So here at the end of the first quarter, the Knights lead 7-0 over the Washington Warriors on their homecoming game here at McEnany Field. You're listening to Real Presence Radio Network.
Family Chiropractic and Wellness is a third-generation chiropractic practice focusing on inspiring patients to take control of their personal health and the health of their families. Dr. Eric Ferendorf, a 1999 O'Gorman alum, is a proud third-generation O'Gorman Cathedral High School graduate following in the footsteps of his grandfather and uncle, and is excited to welcome his wife Larissa to the practice. Ferendorf Family Chiropractic and Wellness is located on the northwest corner of 49th Street and Southeastern Avenue, 605-334-8000.
Providence Financial is committed to protecting what matters most to you, your family, and your future. Mark Promis, a trusted choice independent insurance agent with Providence Financial in Sioux Falls, does not work for any one insurance company. He works for you. Mark provides coverage for home, auto, business, life, and more, and he can customize policies for you. To make an appointment with Mark, you can call 605-376-3227, or you can visit him at 3208 East 26th Street in Sioux Falls.
Welcome back to O'Gorman High School, where the Knights lead the Washington Warriors here in the start of the second quarter. The second quarter is getting ready to get underway. 3rd down and 2 for Washington. They'll have the football on the Knights' 34-yard line. Thompson will come out of the gun. Fakes the give. He'll keep it right up the middle. He's going to be stuffed by a herd of Knights short of the line to gain, so that'll bring up 4th down.
He picked up a half a yard, if that.
Thompson on the carry, nothing doing as the Knights were swarming that middle of the field right over the center.
Boy, Schwab grabbed on. He did not want to let go.
Absolutely not. So Washington will most likely keep the offense on the field here. I couldn't see any reason to punt. They will keep the offense out. A tight bunch of receivers off the left side. Piper, the lone receiver on the right side, and I think it's Johnson in the backfield. Thompson takes a snap, fires it over to Piper, who's going to pick up the 1st down. It'll move the chains. A nice call there offensively for the Warriors, just getting your best receiver isolated on that single receiver side. Just a nice, easy, quick little out route. Or excuse me, a little hitch route to pick up the 1st down.
Hey, nice crowd.
Yeah, very nice crowd here for O'Gorman, and pretty good crowd over there for Washington. Warriors will come out and send Strom in motion from the right to the left. Strom will now roll out in that receiver screen. He's going to be tackled by Shea, but not before Strom picks up about 2 to 3 yards there on the reception. They're going to give him 2 yards.
Now, I'm impressed with the pressure the defense is putting on him tonight. All night long, pressure. He really, on that 4th down, he had a little bit of time, but other than that, the defense is putting pressure on him.
So the Warriors will come back out, 2 receivers to the right. It's Johnson and Piper, and the single receiver on the left side is Strom. Tight end on the right side, I believe that's Burgers. Thompson will roll out to the right. Once again, good coverage is going to cause him to have to get rid of this football. He throws it out of bounds at the last second. A great play there from Thompson to get rid of the football with a receiver in the area. A really nice play there by Thompson. That's really tough to do when you're the quarterback. You've got pressure and a guy on your shoulder and able to get that thing out of bounds to avoid that intentional grounding is pretty impressive.
And they were calling for it, but look how strong he is, kind of hold him off.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a strong man, young man there.
Thompson, the 6'2", 210-pound junior quarterback for Washington.
And
he does look like a college-sized quarterback.
Yeah. He lives about a block away from me.
Thompson, another one of those. Thompson, another one of those guys on my brother's baseball team in the summer. So there's actually a trio of them. The other one plays defense as well. Thompson will drop back. He's got Strom just hanging out on the wide receiver screen over the middle. He breaks the first tackle from Struck, wrapped up by Matichek. Struck loops back around and finishes off the tackle. I think it's going to be about a yard short of the 1st down. So Strom's about a yard exactly short of the 1st down here. It'll bring up 4th and 1.
I like it how he just snuck out there and he's wide open in the rushes, and all of a sudden there he is. And
the tackles and the guards kind of let the line through. A lot of pressure in the face of Thompson, and then he just drops back and delivers one. Thompson's going to carry right up the gut here. He'll pick up the 1st down with ease. The quarterback keeper from under center.
Strom on the carry, hit first by Schwab. Excuse me.
Actually, they're going to mark him a little bit shorter than where it looked like he fell. They're still going to give him the first down. So the Warriors will move the chains. Now the ball is on the 19-yard line, and it's first down and 10. They've got the opportunity to pick up one more first down here just inside the 20. Thompson will be taking the shotgun snap. He'll give up the middle to Johnson, who bounces around and runs over a tackler. It's going to be brought down near the 10-yard line. It'll be second down. So they're a yard shy there. That was 22 Michael Johnson on the carry. Michael and Malcolm, the brothers for Washington. So second down and 1 here. 8:50 left in the first quarter. It's 7-0 Knights. Washington, however, threatening to put some points on the board. A quick throw out to the left side of the receiver, and a great tackle there by Michael Shea to sweep off the defender, push him aside, and bring down, I think it was Piper on the reception for a loss of about 3 yards. So they threw a quick screen to Piper. By the time the ball got there, Shea had already shed the block and gotten to Piper. Loss of 4 yards, so it'll bring up third down and 5, I believe. Ball is on the 14-yard line.
Brings up third and 5.
Thompson will come out of the gun. 2 receivers to the right, tight end on the right as well. A quick stop route over on the left side by Strom. He avoids a tackle and he is into the end zone. So Strom catches the stop route, shakes off the tackle from Nelson, and just scrambles down the left side, tight-roping the sideline and into the end zone. So Washington on the board there from a 14-yard touchdown pass from Thompson to Strom, and an extra point away from tying this one up here with 8:02 left in the second quarter. On the kick is Luke Behrens, basically the kicker and punter, the special teams specialist for Washington. Behrens extra point, a good snap, good hold. The kick, however, is good. It looked like it was sailing just a little bit right, snuck it inside the right upright, and that is where we'll have it. With 8:02 left in the first quarter, the Washington Warriors use a 14-yard touchdown pass from Thompson to Strom, tie it up at 7, so we'll head into a break here. You're listening to Real Presence Radio Network.
Real Presence Radio is now on Google Assistant devices, including Google Home, phones, tablets, and smart displays. To start this action, say something like, "Okay Google, talk to Real Presence Radio." It will then ask what station you want to play, to which you can respond, "Play Sioux Falls," or "Play AM 970," or "Play WWEN." From there you can use words like play, pause, and stop. Listen to RPR anytime, anywhere, now on Google Assistant devices.
Welcome back to O'Gorman High School. The Washington Warriors just put up a nice scoring drive to get on the board and even up the score at 7-7. 8:02 left here in the second quarter at McEnany Field for the homecoming game for the O'Gorman Knights. O'Gorman wearing their Cathedral greens, Washington in the away whites. It's 7-7, a nice, tightly contested ball game so far. Kind of a defensive showcase.
Boy, after that fourth down personal foul penalty there, Washington kind of like got a little wind in their sail there.
Yeah, but that play was really set up by what shouldn't have been called roughing the kicker.
And that kick will sail out of bounds for another penalty. So that's the second kickoff tonight. One for Washington, now one for O'Gorman, now one for Washington.
Kick out of bounds. Kick out of bounds. Kicking team, number 6.
So Gorman will take over
35-yard line, first down.
On the 35.
So O'Gorman will send out the offense. Schlimgen will get the boys going again. They had a touchdown on their last drive of offense. A nice 43-yard connection from Schlimgen to Stuckel, and now they'll send out the offense again. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Huner's the single receiver on the left side. Beavers the stretched guy on the right side, and Struck and Riedel, the two slot receivers. Schlimgen's got pressure right away off the left edge.
Go!
He breaks one tackle on the run, then met immediately by number 42 for Washington. That was Ashton Zeik. A nice tackle there, but Schlimgen did a really good job there, feeling that pressure off the left side immediately and knew that he had to take off.
He blitzed there and he took off and he picked it up good.
So 2nd down and 2 on the 8-yard carry from Schlimgen up the middle. He'll fake the give this time to Stuckel, and he'll keep again up the middle, runs through a couple tackles, and is brought down on the 46-yard line, but not before he picks up a 1st down on the ground, and the Knights are starting to move the chains and the football.
Yeah, that was Frericks and Zeich on the tackle both times when Tegan's gone up the middle.
Schlimgen will take the snap, give to Stuckel up the middle, and he's met immediately by 3 Washington defenders. The first one to get to him, I believe that was number 34. That was Aaron Thomas.
Goodbye on the tackle.
The Knights will use tempo again, 2nd down and 10. Already up at the line, Schlimgen will take the snap. Schlimgen looks over the middle of the field. He'll throw a deep post route once again. It's into the hands of Huners, who makes the catch.
Yes.
It's lit up by the defender, but not before he hauls in a deep pass from Schlimgen to Huners all the way down to the 5-yard line, and we have a Washington Warrior banged up on the ground.
Yeah, it looks like that's Luke Behrens who's in on that tackle to Harry.
It was like a sandwich, wasn't it?
His shoulder stung up a little bit.
So we're going to get ready to take a break as Behrens is the man down for Washington right now. 6:44 left in the 2nd quarter. The game is tied at 7. You're listening to Real Presence Radio Network.
Sioux Equipment Company can fix, sell, and repair gas pumps, tanks, and air compressors. They offer sales and services for lifts, signs, decals, and tank truck equipment in Sioux Falls and the surrounding areas. Sioux Equipment Company is located at 1310 East 39th Street in Sioux Falls, just off of East Benson Road. They can be reached by calling 605-334-1653. Again, that number is 605-334-1653.
Did you know you can listen to the RPR network when you're on the go? Just search for Real Presence Radio in your app store. Listen live to any station across the network at any time, so you can stay connected to your local community from wherever you are. Plus, if you miss a program, the Real Presence Radio app is your one-stop shop for local and national podcasts, including our signature show, Real Presence Live. The Real Presence Radio app, with you every step of your faith journey.
Welcome back to O'Gorman High School. Barron's still down on the field right now for Washington. He's just getting up to his feet and will be carried off with the help of some trainers.
Well, they tend to the Washington player who's now moving off to the sidelines. Just a reminder, our Real Presence Radio Fall Live Drive is actually coming up next Tuesday, October 6th through Friday, October 9th. And if you're enjoying all the great programs plus special events like O'Gorman football, soccer, volleyball, basketball, please plan to call in and pledge your support between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. Central Time and be active members of this family of faith and hope. You can call 1-877-795-0122.
Knights will have it 1st and goal from the 5-yard line. They send out the offense in a heavy set. Stuckel and Struck, the only receivers, one on each side. Schlimgen will take the snap, keep the football, run around the left side. He's going to scamper all the way down to the sideline and get knocked out of bounds at about the 3, maybe 4-yard line.
They're going to give him a half a yard, I think.
Must have said that he stepped out of bounds here on the replay. It looks like he...
carries for a short gain.
Oh, I would say he probably went out around there. It looked a little bit different as I'm leaning past the window here. So it'll be 2nd down and goal, ball on the 4-yard line, 4.5 to be exact. Wouldn't be surprised to see a shot on a little fade route to Stuckel on the outside. However, they'll give it to Matichek, who's then met up by a couple Warriors. I think that was, that was Jaden Fettrell, the first one there to make the tackle. So he picks up about 2 yards.
Line,
yeah, he's on the 2-yard line. He got stood up.
He did. He ran hard and got stood up by Federal. I mean, that would have been some pad popping down on the field down there. So it'll be 3rd and goal, ball on the 2-yard line. Schlimgen out of the gun here, same formation. Schlimgen will roll out a nice pass to Stuckel into the end zone for a touchdown. Stuckel on the board again, his 2nd touchdown of the day. Schlimgen finds Stuckel on the in and then out for a 2-yard touchdown. A slant route, then planted his feet, reverse pivoted his backside into another out route, turned around, caught it. Hoffman nearly had his hands on that football, and the outstretched diving attempt, I thought it could have been tipped, but it just got through the hands of Hoffman right into Stuckel's hands, and a touchdown for the Knights. Woo-hoo. The kick from Nelson is up and good. So with 5:51 left here in the second quarter, the Knights get on the board again, and that's where we're going to take a quick break. The Knights lead 14-7 here at McEnany Field. You're listening to Real Presence Radio Network.
At McGuire Iron, we protect and store quality water for people and communities across the country. We are family-owned and operated and have been building and maintaining America's water tower infrastructure for over 100 years. We pride ourselves on using faith principles in our business practices every day. This deep faith in the church is why we support the Bishop O'Gorman Catholic School System. From all of us at McGuire Iron and the Jones family, we wish all O'Gorman students and student-athletes good luck this year.
Welcome back to O'Gorman High School, where the Knights lead the Washington Warriors here 14-7 with 5:51 left in the second quarter at their homecoming game on McEnany Field. The 5 o'clock kickoff just about 45 minutes into this one. It's 14-7. The Knights just scored on a 2-yard pass from Schlimgen to Stuckel, their 2nd connection for 6 today. The kick from Andrew Nelson, high end over end, will be fielded at the 10-yard line.
Get him.
Muffed and now picked up. He'll gain another 4. He'll gain about 8 more yards,
Fitzsimmons?
I think that was Fitzsimmons. That was number 8 for Washington, Tristan Fitzsimmons on the return. Muffed it on his own 10-yard line, picked it up, and still got 8 on the ground. So a nice job there from Fitzsimmons to make something out of nothing.
We had to give a shout out number 59, Matthew Vieway. He goes out there every time in the kickoff and gets that.
On a full sprint.
On a full sprint, gets that tee. So, he's what, a sophomore? Yeah, he's junior.
Junior, yeah.
So shout out. I know his folks, so I got a nice young man.
So Thompson will come out of the gun here for the Warriors. He'll send Johnson in motion from left to right. Hand it off to Johnson. Stuckel's going to make the tackle. Upend Johnson near the 20-yard line. He falls forward to the 21. Nearly a fumble there on the exchange. So that scoring drive for the Knights, capped off with that 2-yard touchdown pass from Schlimgen to Stuckel, is brought to you by Closets & More, a locally owned company providing custom-designed closets and storage solutions. You can call Closets & More at 334-5135 or online at closetsandmoresd.com. So a gain of about 2 yards on first down will bring up 2nd down and 8. Thompson out of the gun once again. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. He'll drop back to pass, fire a pass over the middle to Josh Piper, who catches it and then is brought down by Sam Stuckel, but not before Piper picks up about almost 20 yards there on the reception and a first down. A nice play there from Piper to go up and get that one from Thompson. Thompson found Piper over the middle for about 18 yards and a Washington first down.
If Manichek would have had a couple more inches leap on him, he would have got that.
If Manichek would have had some Giannis Antetokounmpo arms, he might have been taking that one the other way.
Yep.
So Thompson will come out of the gun, fake the give, and now will run up the middle to the left side. Gain about 6 yards, brought down by Carter Peterson. No, that was Ratzloff on the tackle. Interesting play there. I think that you're going to see that run a couple more times. And what's interesting about it is Thompson faked the give at first to Tenaya. And then as he was running forward, he had the option to throw it backwards to one of the receivers on the outside. Mm-hmm. It's kind of a weird run-pass option play where if there's nothing doing for Thompson, he has that option to just sail it over there to that receiver who's sitting all alone. Thompson will drop back, flush out of the pocket, rolling to his left, throws one intended for Strom, just off the outstretched arms of Strom. It'll bring up fourth down.
Nelson's on the...
Or third down, excuse me. Nelson, good coverage there all over Strom. Strom jumped up and just got his left hand on it, tight roping the sideline, just a little too much on it as it bounced off his hand and out of bounds.
You know, there's Thompson. He's only a junior. I can't look at some of these young junior quarterbacks like Brandon and stuff.
Yep.
Like, whoa, folks, we got, and what he can do as a junior for Washington.
Yeah, it's going to be.
He's an animal.
It's going to be a tough year next year when you play this Washington team, and Piper only a junior as well. Thompson drops back to throw. He's got pressure. Spins out of the first tackle, and Alpers is going to get to him in the backfield. David Alpers, a nice play there for O'Gorman. Picks up a huge sack on third down, and now Washington's going to be forced to punt. It'll be interesting to see who goes back to punt it, as Behrens was the one injured earlier. They're going to send back number 84, Ben Burgers, to punt this one away. Could be a little bit of a game changer there. If Behrens is actually injured, you might not see him kicking any field goals if they had to result to that. Fair catch there by Riedel at the 32-yard line, and the Knights will send back out the offense.
Boy, Washington was coming hot on that one. 32-yard line.
So the Knights lead 14-7, 3:12 left here in the second quarter. The Knights have 2 touchdown passes from Schlimgen, both to Stukel, one for 43 yards, another for 2 yards, and Thompson on the connection to Strom for Washington has their own touchdown. The pick to click there for Al was Stukel tonight. Stukel's lighting it up with 2 touchdowns. Schlimgen will drop back out of the gun. He'll fake the give to Ratzlaff, then give it to Ratzlaff. Ratzlaff rolling around the left side, met by a couple Warriors. Now they gang tackle him. His helmet pops off. He's going to have to come out for a play. Ratzlaff on the carry. Lost his helmet and his headband. We'll have to come out of the game for at least 1 snap.
And Carter Peterson goes in.
So Beavers comes out. Huners, Riedel, Stukel in at receiver, Peterson and Schwab, the 2 tailbacks. Schlimgen will throw a quick route over the middle to Zach Riedel. Riedel makes a nice grab right near the logo and will get to the just across the 50, about the 49-yard line of the Warriors. They're going to put it on the 50 instead.
We saw that play last year a lot.
Yep, that nice pop route over the middle, the fake handoff, and then immediate quick toss. Going to get a little bit of height over it.
What was that? The tight end, he'd pop off the line. I lost his
Tip.
Ryman, yep.
Oh, yeah. Tip would come there and he'd catch that. But he's at what?
Illinois. The University of Illinois.
I know he's going D1.
Champaign, Illinois, I believe, is where that campus is located.
That play reminded me of Tip right there, coming there.
And the only guy within 5 yards of Riedel was Ashton Zeitcho. Had he not made that tackle.
And I think Zeitcho's that backside linebacker, not the side that it was thrown to. They all got sucked into that run. He had to come from that backside over there to make that tackle. So Schlimgen's got some pressure in his face. Throws a pass that was nearly picked off by Kapai. Kapai had that one in his arms and, quite frankly, could have taken that one all the way to the house.
Boy, what an athlete.
Isn't that a worst nightmare where the ball gets tipped up and all of a sudden it's
just
open air?
Floating there.
It's free in there.
And most of the time the receiver's momentum's taking them away from the football, so their opportunity to stop their feet and go over and bat it down is very slim compared to that defense who's just kind of waiting for it.
You always watch on game film sometimes to slow that motion down to see the players reaching for it. You know, everybody wants it. It's open game.
Yeah, that's such a good point you bring up too, with touching on the receiver's momentum, just continuing them forward.
Yep, that momentum will get to you. You're going hard to the right side of the field over there as that receiver was, and it's just carrying you over there. That ball pops up. You're not going to be able to plant your feet and turn around very quickly.
So Gorman called the timeout 2:09. We got a second. Let's talk about your football team. If you got
my 7th graders.
Your 7th graders. So Tuesday night, my nephew's stepson's on your team, and I won't say his name because I don't think I don't want to put any pressure on to play him more. But anyway, so I
that's what it is.
Anyway, so I came over here, folks. We have a beautiful field over here, the junior high and stuff. And you played Whittier?
We played Edison.
And I tell you what, you won 22-0.
Yep.
Okay. I saw that one young man, and I don't want to call him out. But
I'll give him a shout out.
Okay.
I'll give him a shout out.
Because I don't know his name, but he got the ball, and he was going down for the tackle, and he did a Walter Payton and put his arm out and strong arm, held himself up, and ran for another 50 yards for the touchdown with people hanging on to him.
Wow.
Dane Anderson, if you're listening and watching, Dan Johnson was incredibly impressed with your run there. Dane, a nice run. It was a fantastic run.
For a seventh grader,
yep,
come on.
Yep, he bulldozed through a couple tackles. I thought he was
guy.
down, then kept running. That was an impressive run, so good job,
22-0, you won, though. Good job.
Thank you. So the Knights will come out again offensively. 3rd down and 10. Ball right on the 50-yard line in the middle of the logo. Peters has it. Pressure from Washington. He stepped over the neutral zone.
Yeah.
That was
Mental mistake by the
44.
Patrick Osborne.
Osborne playing quite a bit so far defensively for the Warriors. This time steps over the line. He's been the active one on the edge. He's been the one that's been threatening for the blitzes, coming off kind of like he did there. That time he just stepped across the line. It's going to cost him 5 yards. So 3rd down and 5. Ball's on the 45 now, still on the logo just barely. Schlimgen drops back. He'll throw one just too high for Stuckel on the left side near the numbers. About a touch lower, and Stuckel probably hauls that football in for a 1st down. So it'll be 4th down and 5. Ball on the 45-yard line of Washington, and it looks like O'Gorman's going to keep the offense on the field.
That was a high ball. Stuckel's 6'1". He can jump.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that was pretty high.
2:04 left here in the second quarter. The Knights trying to get some another point on the board, another touchdown or field goal here just before the second half ends. Kapai drops back in coverage. They'll give it to Peterson, and he's got nothing doing on the left side. A nice play defensively by Washington is going to force the turnover on downs. The defense will come back out, and with exactly 2 minutes on the clock, the Warriors have a chance to get on the board before the end of the half.
Yeah,
Kapai, he came around.
Yeah, Aaron Thomas and Randolph Kapai, they read that like they knew it was coming. It was a great play defensively.
Yep.
Shouldn't call him Randy. His name is
Randolph.
Maybe he dislikes Randy, so I apologize to any of the Kapai family listening.
Kapai, the Nebraska commit.
He's quite the athlete. Very
respect him going to the Division I level. Not necessarily my favorite
Washington's
team of all time.
A lot of kids go to
Nebraska but D1 as
that
well.
Whole family. What's your
the Farniaks?
Yes.
They
were animals.
The last one of them.
They still are.
Yeah, the last one was in my grade over there at Washington. Played him all the way up. He was
They were
solid athlete.
Yep.
Solid build as well. Delay of game, so that back judge chopping the arm. That's something that's kind of interesting in high school. You don't see those play clocks very often on the field. In fact, you hardly see them on the field. So you're supposed to be watching that ref who's in the back chopping his arm up and down, given that play clock.
The last 10
must
seconds.
not have seen.
Last 10 seconds. The last 10. So.
Okay.
Yep, Thompson must not have seen that. Delay of game. They'll back him up 5. Thompson will drop back to throw. Avoids one sack. Now will get brought down by Carter Peterson. So Peterson gets home to Thompson.
And we're going to call a timeout, I believe. Poppingate to stop the clock.
I want to give a shout out to my grandparents again, watching from Minnesota, out in Curry, Minnesota. Thanks for listening, as always. Curry.
Where's that?
Near Fulda.
Oh, sure. Okay, yeah.
Yep.
So Poppingate calls a timeout, stop the clock with a minute 56. Knights up 14-7 here in second quarter.
We'll probably just keep it here for now. And had a couple timeouts.
So I was
already
on the sports on Tuesday. So then Tuesday night I went over and watched Gorman ladies play the Lincoln, our number 1 ranked undefeated Lady Knights in volleyball, and they took it to Lincoln 3 straight games over there. And you talk about another athlete. That's sophomore Riley. Oh my, Bergen. Thank you. She had 12 or 13 kills that night.
Wow.
It was phenomenal watching her put on a clinic.
Earlier, you were commenting about the Knights green jerseys, how you love those. But truth be told, you were kind of upset they didn't do Roman numerals.
Well, back in my day, Roman numerals and the leather helmets.
1930s with the
leather helmets.
I should ask Bishop Kettler if he remembered to.
So Washington will come out 5 receivers, and Thompson will drop back to pass.
Yes!
Peterson gets to Thompson again. Peterson, his second straight sack for the Knights. Another timeout now for O'Gorman. So O'Gorman, if they can hold on one more play here without giving up too much yardage anyway, they'll be able to get the ball back with a chance to score before the end of the half.
What a monstrous 2 plays by Carter Peterson. Holy cow.
So we'll take a break on this timeout here. So with 1:50 left, the Knights lead 14-7 here at home. You're listening to Real Presence Radio Network.
Thanks to our industry-leading service, products, and tools, we're helping our customers reach their financial goals and achieve success. Through the generosity of our employees and leadership, we're able to support nearly 700 South Dakota organizations and nonprofits with our time, money, and resources. At Premier, we're always seeking ways to make an impact for good by investing in what matters most to you. It's the Premier way.
Searching for more great Catholic content? Visit our website at yourcatholicradiostation.com. Find Catholic news you can trust, information about events coming up in your local area, and the latest on what's happening at the RPR network. And don't forget that you can listen to any of our stations around the clock from anywhere in the world. Need prayers for someone or something in your life? You can submit those through our online form for the entire family to pray for. Real Presence Radio, online at yourcatholicradiostation.com.
Welcome back to McEnany Field, where the Knights lead 14-7 here over the Washington Warriors. The run on the outside there by Johnson's going to pick up about 10 yards, but it's going to bring up 4th down. So the Knights are out of timeouts. The clock will tick all the way down to around a minute.
Washington would take their time here because they don't want O'Gorman to get the ball back. And
O'Gorman will have the opportunity to march the field and try to put some points up without any timeouts, depending on where this punt goes. Stuckel's going to run up, catch it. He never called for the fair catch. They run a reverse to Riedel. Nothing doing, however. He'll be wrapped up near the 28-yard line. Could have worked if that defender wasn't sitting and waiting for it.
But I don't think Riedel knew it was coming there, the way he shoved it in his gut there. Did you pick that up?
Yeah.
1:08 left here in the first half. The Knights have the football on their own 28-yard line, so they're going to need to pick up some chunk yardage while stopping the clock. Look for those out routes near the sideline, but also look for Washington to realize that they're going for those out routes on the sideline, so they could be trying to force them back in. Man coverage on that single receiver side was Stuckel. It's going to be 3 receivers to the right. They'll give up the middle. It's going to be Schwab on the carry. He'll pick up about 7 yards on 1st down. The Knights will probably use some tempo here. Hustle up to the line. They'll stay in the same formation. They're already up on the line getting ready to snap the football.
Under a minute.
51 seconds exactly as this snap is now coming. 49 on the clock with the snap. Schlimgen drops back to pass. He's got Struck over the middle of the field. Struck makes a sliding catch for the 1st down. Will run over and place the ball to the ref. That's something that I like to see out of Struck after he caught that football, running it over to where he was down to kind of just place it there. Get that. You saw Larry Fitzgerald do that.
Right there.
Yeah, Larry Fitzgerald did that in week 1 for the Cardinals. Schlimgen will drop back. He's got Riedel over the middle. It's going to be brought down and caught near the 30-yard line. That ball was up in the air. Riedel went up and high-pointed it. A nice reception over the middle. The clock will stop until the ref chops in the clock here with the chains moving. 28 seconds left. Ref chops in the clock. There's 24 seconds left. Schlimgen will come out of the gun.
Go.
He'll give it up to Schwab. Schwab will break a tackle. He'll break a second tackle, and they're going to call a flag here on the block from Stuckel, I think.
We're going to take it back.
Ooh, I don't know about that. I don't know about that call. I think they're going to give Stuckel either a blindside block or a block in the back here. He kind of cleared out right at the end. He cleared out that corner.
Oh, we're coming back.
My prediction is block in the back.
Yep.
Illegal block in the back. Offense, number 2. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
So the spot of the foul
First down.
is actually going to kind of help O'Gorman. However, they picked up the 1st down, but where the foul happened was already past that 1st down yardage. So the ball will be placed at the 30. The clock will probably chop in. You're going to probably see a quick out route and bring on the field goal unit. The snap, the throw, they're going to get it to Struck on the outside. Struck will run around the right side. He'll get out of bounds, pick up a nice chunk of yardage. A nice play there from the Knights to get that ball to Struck on the perimeter, block for him, and let him run out of bounds. And that'll stop the clock. Ball will be on the 18-yard line. They'll send out the field goal unit. So it's going to be Struck to hold, Nelson on the kick. He'll be kicking from the right hash, the lefty.
35-yard field goal.
35-yard field goal for Nelson. His first field goal attempt of the night. Doinked off the right upright. We'll see how this one goes. So Nelson on the kick here for the Knights. 7 seconds left. Snap, hold. The kick is more of a line drive, and it is good. So Andrew Nelson knocks in the field goal there. About a 35-yard field goal is up and good. So with 3:03 left, we'll keep it right here before the end of the half. But now the Knights lead 17-7. Kind of a low snap. A nice gather. Place it on the tee. Quick kick. You saw it come off the line. Basically a line drive right through the uprights.
But the holder makes that play.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's definitely. Your brother did a fabulous job right there. And anytime the ball is miffed like that, that holder can get it down and get it set for
you kind of see it skip off the turf, so you kind of have to play it like you're a baseball player, like an infielder, kind of just scoop it up off the turf and be able to place it down quickly, which he did a good job of there. He plays some first base in baseball, so he's able to, make those scoops.
So the last 2 minutes, you can see the momentum change here.
Yeah, absolutely. Washington came out and looked like they were going to have the chance to score those last points before the end of the half. 2 straight sacks from Carter Peterson, a third down run with timeouts called, allowed O'Gorman to get the ball. We tried to reverse on the punt, however, then had Struck, then Riedel, then Struck again on 3 straight pass plays without the run play that we're not going to include based on that penalty that actually didn't get us any yards, and then the field goal by Nelson. I don't think that was Kapai. I think that was number 23.
Patient.
Yep. Be the patient.
They're going to probably put some time back on the clock. The half is not over. I was going to say he caught the ball and immediately fell to the knee, so the clock should have been dead.
Oh, they are.
They will call it.
They let it go.
They'll just let it go. So I think Washington just elected to let that one roll down. So that'll do it for your first half. The score on the board is 17-7. The Knights lead here at O'Gorman's homecoming game on McEnany Field over the Washington Warriors. So coming up after the break, we'll have the Knights of Columbus Insurance Field Agent Jeff Gillen's Knights Halftime Show. You're listening to Real Presence Radio Network.
Whether you need to be fitted with eyeglasses or contact lenses, or you need a comprehensive eye exam, Barnett Vision Clinic in Sioux Falls utilizes the latest technology and treatments available. Barnett Vision Clinic offers a wide selection of eye care products, including sunwear, eyewear, and contact lenses to fit your specific eye care needs. Barnett Vision Clinic offers a same-day pay for patients without vision coverage. Their number is 605-335-7757 or online at barnettvisionclinic.com.
Closets and More can help define the most important areas inside and around your home. As a locally owned business, our quality, craftsmanship, and service are very important. Closets and More will create functionality in your problem areas, such as your master closet, pantry, and garage. They can help you transform your space into a truly custom area that fits your lifestyle. Closets and More can be reached at 334-5135, or you can follow us on Facebook or go online to closetsandmoresd.com.
Your family is depending on you to provide financial security for them. The Knights of Columbus can help you with insurance solutions such as disability income, long-term care, both term and whole life, annuities, retirement, and estate planning services. Join the Knights of Columbus today at kofc.org/join us for access to all these insurance services. Call Jeff Gillen at 605-759-7204. That's 605-759-7204.
Real Presence Radio will be broadcasting and video streaming defending state champion Sioux Falls O'Gorman Knights football games, both home and away this fall. Have your business's radio spot heard across the radio, YouTube video stream, mobile app, and RPR website during all of our O'Gorman football broadcasts and reach a dedicated listening audience of potentially over 3,000 viewers. If your business would like to sponsor our O'Gorman football broadcast this fall, contact me, Brett Byler, at 605-670-8333.
From the Real Presence Radio Network, welcome to the O'Gorman Knights Halftime Show, brought to you by your Knights of Columbus field agent for Sioux Falls and the Southeast South Dakota area, Jeff Gillen.
Welcome back to O'Gorman High School. We are at the halftime show, and we're going to take a quick break for some station identification.
You're listening to Real Presence Radio, FM 94.5 KGWD Sioux Falls, FM 91.3 KSTJ Hartford, and FM 104.3 KSTJ LP Sioux Falls, an affiliate of the RPR Network.
So we are now back here at O'Gorman. It's halftime of the homecoming game between the O'Gorman Knights and the Washington Warriors. The score reads 17-7 in favor of the Knights. And how we've got there was O'Gorman opened up the scoring with a nice 43-yard touchdown pass from Schlimgen to Stuckel over the top on kind of a deep post route from Stuckel. He beat his defender and then just waltzed into the end zone for 7. And then Washington responded with a nice touchdown drive of their own with a pass from Thompson to Strom, about 14 yards on the left side. Strom then shook off a tackler, got into the end zone himself, and it was tied at 7. Then O'Gorman comes and marches the field once again. A 2-yard touchdown pass from Schlimgen to Stuckel had it at 14-7. And then when it looked like Washington was going to be able to get the last points of the half, thanks to Carter Peterson, the Knights were able to sack the quarterback 2 straight plays, force a punt, and then 3 quick passes to Struck, Riedel, and Struck again, got the Knights into field goal position, and then Andrew Nelson kicked in a 35-yarder with 2 seconds left in the half to make it 17-7. So that's where we are right now. Dan and Al, what's kind of stuck out to you so far in this evening's game?
Well, if Al is Sam Stuckel.
Yeah. Well, yeah. The fact that I got something right. No, for me, it's just been kind of the pressure that we've been able to get. The Knights have been able to get on Thompson, but then the kind of mental mistakes that Thompson is showing. This is unlike Thompson. The pressure is getting to him. I think it's surprising him that he's getting rushed around, that he's not having time, and really the Knights defense is doing an outstanding job. Forcing the quarterback to beat them, and he's so far through the first half had a hard time.
Yeah, absolutely. The pressure has definitely been a big contribution for the Knights so far defensively. And what's really important about that is like we were saying kind of earlier, and like you said, the secondary for the Knights is what's causing the Knights to be able to get that pressure up front. Thompson's first options are not there. We're taking away those first options, which then makes him have to look for his second read, and by then he's got some pressure and has to scramble around.
He's having a hard time seeing that second read.
Yeah.
Like you said, he's not getting the time to focus to pick out that second read.
Yep, he looks for that first.
You know how that is.
He looks for that first read, and then instead of being able to kind of reset your feet and look for that second spot, he's got pressure in his face immediately, and then he's just on the run, scrambling, trying to make something out of nothing. So that's really tough when you're facing a good defense like O'Gorman.
But I wasn't at the last 2 games, but especially last week against Stevens out there. But the pressure, we haven't seen this pressure all year. That they've been putting on tonight.
Yep, they kind of had a good week last week with that Rapid City game, but that has definitely propelled them into a successful position so far this evening.
No, it's been a fun first half, especially homecoming here and stuff, and the band's taking the field here. They're going to play for us here, and Festival of Bands is tomorrow in Sioux Falls. I think there's no parade this year, but there's a competition at Howard Wood tomorrow night. But the O'Gorman band will be cranking it up here with the drum major.
Interesting to see them. Usually when we've got this the band out here, it's basically pitch black dark by then, and we've got the lights on now. We can see about everything. See kind of.
I like this 5 o'clock stuff.
Yeah, 5 o'clock kickoff is nice for just about everybody.
So let's listen to the O'Gorman Knights marching band. They entertain us here at halftime. At homecoming, O'Gorman leads 17-7. You're listening to Real Presence Radio. as we listen to the O'Gorman Marching Band. Coming up next on Inside O'Gorman segment, where Brett Byler talks to some of the new members of the O'Gorman 2020 Hall of Fame class. Find out who they are after the break. You're listening to Real Presence Radio Network.
Community. It's at the heart of everything we do at First Premier Bank and Premier Bank Card. From supporting area athletics to funding academic scholarships, we continually seek new ways to improve and strengthen communities we serve. At the heart of these communities are people, our customers, and our employees. We work hard to ensure our customers are successful and our communities thrive. It's the Premier way. It's what community banking is all about. First Premier Bank and Premier Bank Card. Locally grown, nationally known.
Jardine Construction is a general contractor of custom homes, remodeling, and commercial construction. Jardine Construction works in close cooperation with project owners and customers when developing a plan for a building or home. Jardine Construction has lots available in Sioux Falls, Hartford, and Humboldt. John can be reached at 605-231-0830 and Tom at 605-261-6174.
Hello, this is Mark Konzemius, President of the Catholic Community Foundation for Eastern South Dakota. Preparing for the end of life can be overwhelming, even scary. Yet as disciples of Christ, we live in great hope and the reality of God's promise that death is not the end, but a new beginning. The End-of-Life Planning Workbook for Catholics is now available. I encourage you to reach out to one of our Catholic Community Foundation offices or ccfesd.org. May God bless each of us on our journey to heaven.
Hi, this is Brett Byler, Area Account Executive with Real Presence Radio. Did you know the signal of Real Presence Radio reaches an audience of over 2.4 million people across North Dakota, Minnesota, South Dakota, Wisconsin, and Wyoming? Have you ever thought about running radio spots on the RPR network? We want to partner with you to help gain exposure for your business in front of a very faithful customer base. To find out more about the options, please call me, Brett Byler, at 605-670-8333. I'm now joined by newly inducted Hall of Famer for the class of 2020, Maggie Donahue Green. And you were involved in quite a bit of athletics in high school at O'Gorman, tennis, volleyball, track, and cross country. What was it like representing O'Gorman, wearing the Knights, different uniforms for the Knights, playing all the different sports you played in your high school career?
Oh, it was so fun. I feel like O'Gorman is such a supportive community, and each sport was special to me, and I had so much fun with the different teammates that I had. Tennis was obviously a great experience with my doubles partner, Kelsey, and I had played in junior high. We had been part of the team for 6 years. And then to have Liz on the team with me, both in tennis and volleyball and track, was also really special. So we had great coaches, great teammates. It was awesome.
And one thing, Maggie, that sticks out to me reading your bio is your tennis career. You were a part of 8 state high school titles, also 3 first flight singles titles. Do you have a memorable moment while playing tennis at O'Gorman? You know, you still look back now on, remember very fondly?
Yes, I suppose it would be my sophomore year, the first year I was playing Flight 1 singles. I was a sophomore, and I was kind of new to this because when I was a freshman, there were very strong seniors on the team, and so I hadn't had much exposure to that top flight singles, and so I was pretty nervous going into the season and going into the state tournament, but it turned out that at the state tournament I was able to step up, and I remember that being such a big deal and accomplishment for me.
Was there a coach or a teacher or multiple coaches and teachers during your time at O'Gorman that have really made an impact on your life?
Yes, there were a lot of them. I don't know if I can even single out one. We had such great coaches, teachers that really pushed us, but also reminded us that when it came to athletics, you know, it's more about the person that you are and not about the sport and about whether or not you win. And I think that was a really important lesson to be taught in high school.
Has there been lessons or skills you learned at O'Gorman, whether on the athletic field or in the classroom, that you currently use in the work you do now for the law firm you have?
Teamwork, supporting each other, being a good listener, and being a good part of the community has helped in my law practice and how I work with clients and how I work with other attorneys and making sure that we all do what's best for the client.
And today will be a busy day for you with the Mass, also Hall of Fame luncheon, and also the O'Gorman football game later.
What do you look most forward to about today? And also, you mentioned the first part of the interview. What is this going to be like for you to kind of share this honor with your sister also being inducted and the other Hall of Famers for the class of 2020?
I think it'll be great just to come back to Sioux Falls to visit and to do something that's still focused on our high school. I don't always get to do that unless it's for a reunion. I'm really looking forward to seeing and connecting with some people from the O'Gorman community and kind of being involved in a couple of events after not seeing or participating in those for a number of years.
I'm now joined by newly inducted Hall of Famer for the class of 2020, Liz Donahue-Wheeler. And one thing that stuck out to me just looking at your bio was your singles record for tennis, 125-1 in your tennis career, which is incredible. 3 first flight singles titles, 6 total titles. Do you have a memorable moment while playing tennis at O'Gorman that...
The one that sticks out is kind of funny. So it's that one loss that I had, because I remember I was on the court playing my Flight 3 final, and my sister Maggie was on the court next to me. And I think I was a little bit worried when Maggie was down, like first set, and was down in the second, and I was really nervous about her losing. So I think I do recall that match, and but I was so glad when she pulled it out and won. That was really awesome. I think back to my memories of tennis, and I had just some awesome teammates and coaches, and I just loved the opportunity to have all of those awesome tennis players ahead of me. That O'Gorman tennis legacy was really special and really motivated me to continue to compete.
Was there a coach or a teacher or multiple coaches and teachers during your time at O'Gorman that have really made an impact on your life?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I can't tell you how impactful the coaches and teachers were and faculty were. They prepared me so well for my academics at Notre Dame and as well as athletics. I mean, just the support that we had throughout high school really helped, I think, my sister and I a lot as we went to Notre Dame and even beyond. I mean, I think this is what athletics isn't just about the competition. It's about all the things you learn along the way and the relationships you make. And I think that's why athletics are so important, I think, to me and to our family.
And today will be a busy day. What do you look most forward to about today, and what is it like to share this honor with the other inductees of the Hall of Fame? And especially, it has to be especially cool for you to be able to share it with your sister Maggie as well.
Yeah, it's really neat. I mean, I think the team has done a great job organizing the event and making it a really special event, even in the time of the pandemic. So we really appreciate that. And yeah, it'll be a really special day to have my parents and my sister Maggie. Unfortunately, my sister Erin can't make it, but I know she's going to be watching the live stream from Dallas, where she lives, and so it'll be really really great. We're so honored to be nominated with the other incredible nominees. So really looking forward just to having everybody there. And then one of my daughters, Grace, will be able to attend a luncheon. I think that'll be pretty cool to see how she watches and kind of understands the event. So I think that'll be pretty neat too.
What does it mean to you to be an O'Gorman Hall of Famer?
Well, a huge honor. I think both of my sisters, Erin, Maggie, and I all look back at our time at O'Gorman with really fond memories and are so appreciative of the community, the support. Just to be included with all of the incredible members of the Hall of Fame is I'm very humbled and very honored. It's pretty special.
All right, thank you. We'd like to thank Maggie and Liz for their time. Congratulate them on being inducted into the O'Gorman Hall of Fame class of 2020. Dan, can you just let us know what else is going on? Joining them, or who else is joining them this year's Hall of Fame class?
Besides those two ladies, we have class of 1969, Mark O'Connor, and we have Sister Patricia Connolly from 1961, and we have the Excellence in Service to Bishop Donald Kettler, and also distinguished alumni is 1980 Toby Green, and also Excellence in Athletics, 4-time state championship gymnastics team coached by no other than Lana White, and she's also a teacher here for the Catholic system, and Tessa Wilka Archega, and she's a St. Lambert's girl, Wilka. I watched her growing up. I got to get that St. Lambert's in.
Get the plugs in.
And I probably butchered her last name. Sorry, Tessa, but I mean, I watched her grow up.
St. Lambert's counter is at 1.
Yeah, that's right.
The over-under is 2.5.
We've had at least
we had
several.
Father Haggerty, so we got, we got
the over-under was set at 2.5, so this next one coming is the deal breaker.
There you go. Well, the Inside O'Gorman segment has been brought to you by Bishop O'Gorman Catholic Schools. Our 6 elementary schools, junior high and high school, exemplify gospel values, strong student achievement, and community service. Each and every school is dedicated to our mission of forming a community of faith and learning by promoting a Catholic way of life through gospel values and academic excellence. After the break, we'll get a look at the scores in tonight's 11 AAA and 11 AA games. Don't go away. You're listening to the Real Presence Radio Network.
Canfield Business Interiors in Sioux Falls, South Dakota provides healthier, safer, smarter design solutions for your workplace. They make space better by creating inspirational experiences to improve your organizational performance. For more information, you can find us online at canfieldco.com. Canfield, making space better. Canfield Business Interiors supports the Sioux Falls Catholic School System and wishes all O'Gorman students and student athletes good luck this year.
When you look to the future, is the road there inevitable? It's not. That's why O'Gorman education matters. It's where you'll grow in your faith, be challenged, celebrate, and become part of a community. These are the moments that will shape your life. This is where your path will unfold. What are you waiting for? You belong in blue.
Your family is depending on you to provide financial security for them. The Knights of Columbus can help you with insurance solutions such as disability income, long-term care, both term and whole life, annuities, retirement, and estate planning services. Join the Knights of Columbus today at kofc.org/join us for access to all these insurance services. Call Jeff Gillen at 605-759-7204. That's 605-759-7204.
Catholic Family Services is now offering a Grief Share support group starting this fall. Grief Share is a support group for adults who've lost a loved one through death. It combines educational videos, a workbook titled Your Journey from Mourning to Joy, and time for discussion. The 11-week program starts September 15th and ends November 24th. If interested in learning more about Grief Share, you can go to sfcatholic.org/CFS or call 800-700-7867.
Tonight's halftime show for the Sioux Falls O'Gorman Knights has been brought to you by Jeff Gillen, your Knights of Columbus field agent for Sioux Falls and Southeast South Dakota area. For term life, whole life, or long-term care insurance and retirement plan, Jeff can be contacted at 605-759-7204, Knights of Columbus Insurance. The second half kickoff is underway, and it goes back into the end zone for a touchback. So the Warriors will start with the football on their own 20.
Now, looking over the scores tonight, I don't think we have too many updates. In fact, I'm not sure we have any that have come in yet. Of course, we started the earlier game tonight, so that's probably why.
What do you think the score is in Rapid? Stevens is Central. They're both at home. They're both in Rapid City at Fitzgerald Stadium.
0-0.
Well, or maybe or 10-10.
I'm not trying to be rude.
No, but
I don't know. I thought you were asking.
No.
I thought you were teeing up an easy.
I thought you were being a little bit rude there. But
okay. Well,
I'm sorry. That was on my
yeah.
that was on my bad there.
All right, I apologize.
They could both score, but
Thompson gives the ball off to Johnson. I believe that was Michael Johnson on the carry there.
That was Denaya or whatever.
Along with Peter Schiff.
Yep, Tenaya.
No, that was Johnson, 22.
Get out of here. Okay.
Johnson.
I'll leave it to you. You got your glasses on.
I got the glasses
got
on.
that name right.
Yep.
Nailed it.
So Washington will start.
You got to have fun.
Movement up front. No call there. Give it again to Johnson right up the middle. He's going to get about 3 yards, be shy of the first down marker by about a yard. So it'll be third down and short. So the second half is underway now. It is still 53 degrees, pretty cloudy, and it's 6:27 right now as the second half is underway. Once again, another give right up the middle. This one's going to be right around the sticks. It'll be interesting to see where they spot Johnson. They're going to give him the first down and move the sticks.
The wind had died down closer to halftime. Now it's kind of picked back up. The flame's kind of straightening out. Again, coming out of the southeast here.
Yeah, starting to pick back up out of the southeast. left leg, getting a little bit of whipping around action here. So the Warriors pick up a first down on 3 consecutive run plays. They'll come out of the gun once again, a tight end offset of the left tackle. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. They'll give it to Johnson again, who kind of bounces around outside of right of the tackle. He's going to be brought down, and he's going to be shaken up on the play. Johnson holding his leg.
Got a player,
I think it's his left knee who's rolling over. He may be cramping. Not sure to be exact. But Johnson is down.
Hey, we got to give a shout out to the Dietrichs here in town. They're texted a picture over there. They're out there with a little fire going with the game in the background. And their son Aiden graduated 2 years ago and is out to the Air Force Academy now in his second year. He was a good football player.
Yep.
He was a good DB back there.
Good track athlete for Gorman, too.
And he's doing excellent out there in the Air Force Academy.
So we're going to take a quick break with 10:28 left in the second quarter. A Washington Warrior, Michael Johnson, down and injured. You're listening to Real Presence Radio Network.
At First Premier Bank and Premier Bank Card, we believe the greatest investment we can make is in our customers and communities. Thanks to our industry-leading service, products, and tools, we're helping our customers reach their financial goals and achieve success. Through the generosity of our employees and leadership, we're able to support nearly 700 South Dakota organizations and nonprofits with our time, money, and resources. At Premier, we're always seeking ways to make an impact for good by investing in what matters most to you. It's the Premier way.
Searching for more great Catholic content? Visit our website at yourcatholicradiostation.com. Find Catholic news you can trust, information about events coming up in your local area, and the latest on what's happening at the RPR network. And don't forget that you can listen to any of our stations around the clock from anywhere in the world. Need prayers for someone or something in your life? You can submit those through our online form for the entire family to pray for. Real Presence Radio, online at yourcatholicradiostation.com.
Welcome back to O'Gorman High School. Johnson just getting helped up off the field by some trainers. And now the Knights and Warriors will return to the field to get ready to start or to resume action here in the third quarter. So the Warriors will have it. Ball is on the 32-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 9 after Johnson picked up 1 yard on first down. Thompson out of the gun. He'll fake the give this time, throw a quick pass over to Josh Piper, who will haul in the reception about a yard short of the marker. It'll be 3rd down and 1, maybe 3rd and 2. So they're going to give him 7 yards on the reception. They're going to give him 6 yards on the reception, excuse me. It'll be 3rd and 2. 3rd down and 2 from the 39-yard line.
I was just going to say, while Dan was giving shout-outs, I wanted to give a shout-out to one of my boss, Nate Kinzer, who's a Warrior alum, legacy, and then his daughter is a middle hitter for the volleyball team.
Nice. Thompson will scramble right up the middle and pick up a nice chunk of yardage for a first down. Thompson faked the give to Tenaya in the backfield, then kept it right up the middle for about 10 yards, tackled by Struck on the play. It'll be a fresh set of downs once again for the Warriors. They move across the 50-yard line now at the 49-yard line.
That's his longest run.
Yep, longest run of the evening there for Thompson.
Yeah, one of the keys of the game was make sure Washington doesn't start out fast, and they did start out slow in the first quarter.
Well, look at last week. They were second-half team.
Yep,
yeah,
absolutely.
Correct.
So Washington will come out of the gun. Thompson will turn over and throw it to Strom on the left side. He's going to fight for another yard or two after the catch. He's going to get about 4 yards on the reception. Strom, a nice little hitch route there from Thompson to Strom for 3 yards. Then he fought forward for about another yard as he was brought down by Riedel and Nelson. Washington, like you were saying last week, they found themselves down 14-7 at the half, then put up 28 unanswered points on Stevens to win that game 35-14. So you want to make sure that you're not letting Washington kind of get some momentum rolling here in the second half, because they definitely have the capability of putting points up on the board. Thompson will keep up the middle again.
There you go.
Met by a herd of Knights defenders, including Peters and Harris. It'll be a loss of about a yard where the forward progress had him. It'll be 3rd down and 7. 3rd down and 7 from the 46-yard line. Ball's on the left hash here for Washington. They're trying to get some momentum going. They've picked up 2 first downs on the drive here.
Weisensee's getting in there. We haven't mentioned his name much, but he's all over it.
So the Warriors will come out, 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. That single receiver is Piper on the left side. Thompson will drop back to pass, throw a quick screen over to Tanaya, who dropped the pass. It nearly looked like he had it in his hands for long enough for it to be a fumble. However, it's going to be incomplete. Watched it all the way into his hands. Looked like he started to take another step as he turned around. The ball just dropped out of his arms. It will result in an incompletion, and the Warriors will bring out the punting unit.
This will be the 4th punt for Washington?
Correct.
So Frericks, the long snapper here, will get ready to snap it back to Burgers. Burgers on the punt for the Warriors. Will send an end-over-end punt right near the 25-yard line and will take a nice bounce for the Warriors down inside the 20 to the 17-yard line, where it will be picked up by Frericks, the long snapper, and the Knights will come out with their offense. Schlimgin highlighted by the receivers. And I think it's going to be Ratzloff in at running back for the Knights. The Knights could use a nice drive here to kind of start to take momentum back into their hands. After getting that last score of the first half, it'd be a big momentum boost to just get on the board here and take a 3-score lead early in the third quarter. Schwab will be in the backfield. He'll take the carry, run around the left side. Schwab makes a man miss. Is driven out of bounds by a couple Warriors, but not before he picks up 11 yards or 14 yards and a first down.
Nice to get out there and run that sideline.
Nice, sweep and run over across the left side off the tackle, and then picked up a couple nice blocks from the receivers to spring down the sideline for about 14 yards.
Clock continues to run. Under 7 minutes going to the third quarter. Knights up 17-7 here at homecoming.
2 running backs in the backfield, Struck and Stukel, the lone receivers. Schlimgin out of the gun. Alpers, the tight end, off the left side of the formation. Schlimgin will take the snap. He's going to throw over on an out route to Struck. Struck will catch it.
Nice move.
Make a nice move by the defender, Hoffman, and then Hoffman's going to come up from behind him and tackle him. Struck with a nice catch and then a nice loop around move to avoid the defender. Then kind of.
Who taught him that?
It was. I don't know if I would consider.
I bet your dad did.
Or
your grandpa.
I bet he did.
I bet it was somebody from
I'll tell you what, I was trying to get him to play quarterback, but hey, he said, I don't want to. I want to play receiver. Well, guess what? Now he's playing receiver at the varsity level. Good for him. First down for the Knights. Schlimgin will come out of the gun, same formation again. Schlimgin will take the snap. He'll give it this time to Schwab right up the middle, who then bulldozes through a defender. A nice pad pop over the middle, and he's going to be about a yard short of the first down. A hard-nosed run for 9 yards, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 1.
How do you like in that long count?
It's nice.
I mean, you're really keeping Washington on
keeping them on their you're keeping them right on their toes, trying to make them start to kind of relax for that half a second, and then as soon as they get into that relaxed position, go right at them, pick up 9 yards, and you're taking time off the clock and keeping Washington's offense off the field. Same formation again. Schlimgin will come out, take the snap. He looks to his left. Stukel on a stop route will catch it, avoid one tackle, and as he's sliding to the ground, the ball popped out, but that was after he was reaching for extra yardage. They mark him down. He picks up the first down to the 34-yard line, and the Knights move the chains once again. Back-to-back first down receptions from the receivers.
They're playing off Sam on that one. I thought they'd be
the DBs from Washington. It looks like they're just playing kind of a zone, like a relaxed zone, with those corners being about 5 to 6 yards off the receivers. Well, these stop routes for O'Gorman, these little hitch routes, have been deadly for Washington so far.
Somebody moved. 20 lined up in neutral zone.
Encroachment. Defense. 20.
Well,
so
I watch it right here.
I thought they were going to call Stukel for covering up a receiver, or excuse me, not covering up a receiver, but for not being.
He didn't come over and ask Johnson if he was all right. He just lined up, and Jocko was like, "You're not getting away with that, buddy."
So Matthew Eggman with the little mental mistake. I'm sure he won't make that again. He's a fine ball player.
No, look how far back now.
So they drop back off. Now there's going to be press coverage on the left side on Struck. They'll run along the left side. Schwab runs right over a defender. Absolutely buried a defender over there. The first guy on the attempted tackle is Ashton Zeich.
See Elbers get the block over here.
Gary, first down Knights. That was on the 22-yard line.
Eggman, he leveled number 20 there away, and nice block. Yeah, did you see that?
Knights are moving the football down the field. Struck the receiver on the left, Stuckel the receiver on the right. Two running backs in the backfield. This time Alpers the tight end on the right side, offset of the right tackle, Eddie Myler. Schlimgen will take the snap, drops back to throw. A quick double move route. He's got Stuckel over the top and into the arms of Stuckel. The outstretched touchdown by Sam Stuckel. It's his third of the evening. Schlimgen, a nice pass. Stuckel had to go out and get it laid out. Dropped right into his arms for the touchdown. His third of the evening. A nice touchdown pass there from Schlimgen to Stuckel. Al Benjamin making us feel like a bunch of chumps up here. His click to pick 3 times on the board.
My reasoning was he's in the backfield. I love that.
Now today he's out at receiver.
And I'm going to give you a couple bucks for buying me a lottery ticket.
So Nelson will come on to attempt the extra point. The Knights lead 23-7. If he makes this, it'll be 24 and a 17-point lead. The kick is up right down the middle and good. So with 3:45 left here in the third quarter, we'll get ready to take a break. The Knights lead 24-7 after a touchdown pass from Schlimgen to Stuckel. You're listening to Real Presence Radio Network.
Hi, this is Brett Byler, Area Account Executive with Real Presence Radio. Did you know the signal of Real Presence Radio reaches an audience of over 2.4 million people across North Dakota, Minnesota, South Dakota, Wisconsin, and Wyoming? Have you ever thought about running radio spots on the RPR network? We want to partner with you to help gain exposure for your business in front of a very faithful customer base. To find out more about the options, please call me, Brett Byler, at 605-670-8333.
Welcome back to O'Gorman High School, where the Knights lead 24-7 here with 3:45 left in the third quarter. That scoring drive capped off by a Schlimgen to Stuckel 23-yard touchdown reception in the back right corner of the end zone has been brought to you by Closets & More, a locally owned company providing custom designed closets and storage solutions. You can call Closets & More at 334-5135 or online at closetsandmoresd.com.
Oh, how many? That was a third touchdown to who again?
Some guy named Stuckel, Sam Stuckel.
Al's got his number tonight.
They're starting running back?
Starting running back out at receiver tonight.
That's right, crushing it.
So Thompson and the Warriors will have to get something going offensively here to stay in this ball game. They trail by 17 points on the road at O'Gorman's homecoming game here at McEnany Field. The 5 o'clock kickoff, the first of a slate of impressive games this evening that don't start till 7. That Rapid City game over between Central and Stevens underway. Haven't had a scoreboard update in that. But that's the only other game going on right now.
I look for Washington to take a deep ball here to try to do something to spark something here.
Thompson was looking downfield, then fires it over to Johnson off the fingertips and incomplete. He actually had Johnson there, and it tipped off of his hands and incomplete.
Washington's going to have to do something to get their spark back into this game here, trailing 24-7, 3:40 to go in the third. You know, they got to do something here to get them back into this game.
Yeah, I also want to point out that was Malcolm Johnson, the gentleman earlier.
The brother of Michael.
Yeah, Michael, who it seems to still be out over on the sideline being tended to.
Thompson out of the gun, drops back to pass. He'll fire a quick pass over to the outside. Caught, I believe that's Strom out there on the reception.
Yep.
It's going to be for about 11 yards and a first down. I want to give a quick shout out to my aunt and uncle, Bill and Kelly, out in St. Peter watching, and my cousin Warwick, who's watching from his college dorm room, I believe.
Wow.
A fantastic family members all around the Midwest probably tuning in tonight, but specifically want to give a shout out to them. Thanks for the text message, Kelly. Hope you guys are enjoying your evening.
Shout out to Monsignor Steve Barnett. I know he's doesn't get out into the games with everything. Big fan of a Gorman.
Thompson's pass is tipped and nearly intercepted. Shea read that route like
he was
like he knew exactly what was coming. Came over the middle and it tips off of his right shoulder pad, then hung up in the air for a second. The momentum coming over once again. The momentum coming towards the sideline. Not able to quickly turn around and jump back on it. Knights nearly had a huge turnover that could have put them in a position to put the game away heading into the fourth quarter. However, it's just going to be 2nd and 10 now. Thompson will drop back. Shea coming off the edge. Throws it over the middle. Nearly intercepted again by Zach Riedel, who dove to the turf. It was just a little bit low and incomplete. Thompson had pressure coming very quickly from Shea off the edge as Shea subs out, holding his arms up like, how did I not catch that football? It'll be 3rd down and 10. Thompson did a nice job there of getting that off right before the sack. However, it was not an accurate toss to his intended target, and it sailed incomplete.
It was a pretty low ball for him to throw that. So he is getting the pressure tonight by the Knights.
3rd down and 10. Ball on the own 30-yard line of Washington. Throws over the middle. That ball is going to be incomplete. It was in the hands of Josh Piper. As he hits the turf, the ball kind of squeezed out of his hands.
Brings up 4th down.
That pressure is really throwing him off.
Now we're going to have 4th down and 10 from the 32-yard line. I've got to give another shout out. It might become a game here. I've got a lot of relatives, but I want to give a shout out to my Aunt Kim, who's listening from St. Peter, Minnesota as well. So
there you go. You're
two of my mother's sisters both live out in St. Peter.
That's a beautiful, beautiful town.
Yep. So just want to give a shout out to them. Anyone listening else out there, my grandparents, my other grandma, maybe my uncle that's his son plays for Brookings. They have a game tonight on Midco. They're playing Mitchell. At Mitchell, who plays for Brookings. That will be a good game. Number 2 ranked Brookings and 4 ranked Mitchell in AA.
That AA is really up and down this year. I mean, everybody thought Pierre was going to come around, and they didn't. Now Yankton's up there. Brookings is still there.
Brookings got a new transfer running back from a school in Minnesota, and he's quite the real deal over there in that AA level. Schwab will get the carry off the left side. Gain about a yard or so.
Gain of 2.
It'll bring up 2nd down and 8. They're going to give him.
Is that all your mom's family then?
So
we got more coming.
We possibly have more coming. My aunt Charisse is from living in Colorado.
Don't
Maybe
tell your mom I said that. I like her. I like her, but.
And then my aunt Lisa, who is in Tracy, Minnesota, maybe giving a shout out as well. I mean, I could list off about 30 people that could be watching this game. The give up the middle to Ratzlaff bounces off of a couple of tacklers, then lunges for the 1st down.
Nice effort, second effort there.
We're getting more shout-outs. Coach Tim Weidenbach, nice, you know what, I'll just put it quite frankly, one of my favorite coaches I've had.
I hope Roby's not listening.
No, I'm not a knock on any of the coaches I've ever had, just one of my favorites that I've ever had. The basketball coach from O'Gorman, Tim Weidenbach.
Watching, you know.
He's an icon around South Dakota. Who are we kidding?
Yeah, he's a class act.
Schlim getting out of the gun. Will drop back to throw a quick out route to Harry Huners. Makes the reception. Gains about 8 yards. A flag's going to come out at the end of the play. It might be charged to number 21 here defensively, Jacob Wolhoy.
They got a. I believe unsportsmanlike. No, it's coming back against the Knights.
Hey, a real fun fact here. So Tegan Schlimgen has thrown 3 touchdown passes tonight. That gives him 29 career touchdown passes. The all-time OG record is 31, held by Dusty Coleman and Zach Norton. It's kind of neat.
1st down.
So we could be counting down the touchdowns even in this game, let alone by next week. By next week,
I hope
hopefully.
So, 'cause we're not done yet.
2 bombs here. That'd be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks to Brett Byler, by the way, for putting together all that neat stuff.
Extraordinaire in the producing department here. Brett Byler, Mr. Do-It-All. I would call him he would like if I would call him the LeBron James of radio broadcasting.
Kobe Bryant of radio.
That pass is tipped and incomplete, and then Riedel is lit up by the defender, number 24, Caden Schmidt.
Oh, that's right. Lakers are playing in the finals tonight again, game number 2 against the Miami Skyforce.
Against not the Celtics.
Miami Skyforce. Well, the Heat are banged up tonight, so you might be seeing a couple Skyforce players out there. This Duncan Robinson.
That's a plug to Sioux Falls. I mean that. I mean,
second down and 15. Actually, second down and 15 here for the Knights. The incomplete pass brings them second down. Schlimgen out of the gun once again. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, and 2 backs in the backfield. Schlimgen drops back to pass. He's got Riedel in a tight window. Schlimgen makes a nice throw to Zach Riedel for a gain of about 11 yards, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 4.
he threaded that needle pretty good there with 3 defenders. It was like, wow.
12 brings up 3rd.
I thought he had Beavers on the outside, which was going to be the easier throw, but he opts to, show off the talent there and squeeze it into a tight window.
Yeah, that's not easy as a receiver either when you can feel the breath of the guys coming at you when you're trying to catch.
Absolutely.
Outstanding catch by Riedel.
Schlimgen on the line making an adjustment. You like to see that when your quarterback can kind of understand what's coming and be able to change something up. They'll give to Schwab off the right side. Schwab might break away and take this one. He's hit by number 20. That was Matthew Egeman. Egeman comes over and makes the touchdown-saving tackle. It looked like Schwab, if he wasn't hit by Egeman, was going to break away down the right sideline. However, Schwab picks up a 1st down on 3rd down, and the clock will probably run out here to end the 3rd quarter. So that'll do it for the 3rd quarter. The score is 24-7 in favor of the O'Gorman Knights over the Washington Warriors here at McEnany Field on the campus of O'Gorman High School in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. You're listening to Real Presence Radio Network.
At McGuire Iron, we protect and store quality water for people and communities across the country. We are family owned and operated and have been building and maintaining America's water tower infrastructure for over 100 years. We pride ourselves on using faith principles in our business practices every day. This deep faith in the church is why we support the Bishop O'Gorman Catholic School System. From all of us at McGuire Iron and the Jones family, we wish all O'Gorman students and student athletes good luck this year.
Closets and More can help define the most important areas inside and around your home. As a locally owned business, our quality, craftsmanship, and service are very important. Closets and More will create functionality in your problem areas, such as your master closet, pantry, and garage. They can help you transform your space into a truly custom area that fits your lifestyle. Closets and More can be reached at 334-5135, or you can follow us on Facebook or go online to closetsandmoresd.com.
Welcome back to O'Gorman High School, where the Knights lead the Washington Warriors 24-7 here at the start of the 4th quarter. The Knights have possession. They'll be on the Warriors' 25-yard line with 1st down and 10. O'Gorman threatening to score once again. They lead this game by 17. A 3-score game here. The Knights looking to try to put it away. Schlimgen was sacked. That was one of the more interesting things I've seen. The defender there for Washington was coming in so hot that he jumped over Schlimgen.
Because he thought Tegan was going to throw it.
He was going to try to deflect it. Ends up jumping right over him, and Schlimgen is sacked in the backfield.
Is that the first sack of the night?
I think that might be
for Washington. Yes.
Yes. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So Schlimgen will come out of the gun once again. He'll give it this time to Schwab. Schwab runs right up the middle, trucks over a defender, falls forward for a nice big gain down to the 20.
And what hole did he just go through? The cement hole put in there by Matthew Peters. And Brenner, cousin Eddie Myler, Harris, Winterton. The front line been doing a good job letting the boys with their assignments.
3rd down and 5. The ball is on the 20-yard line. The snap and the give to Carter Peterson, who will run off the left tackle, slip inside, and gain about 3 yards. So they're going to be just shy of a first down. It'll bring up fourth down.
Now Carter's 5'6". He can get right in there.
Yep. He is he's a dynamic back there, and he also can play that linebacker position really well. For being a smaller guy, he definitely is not afraid to hit anybody. We're going to have a timeout from O'Gorman. So with 10:19 left here in the fourth quarter, the Knights lead 24-7. We're going to take a break after the timeout from head coach Jason Poppinga and the Knights. You're listening to Real Presence Radio Network.
When you look to the future, is the road there inevitable? It's not. That's why O'Gorman education matters. It's where you'll grow in your faith, be challenged, celebrate, and become part of a community. These are the moments that will shape your life. This is where your path will unfold. What are you waiting for? You belong in blue.
Did you know you can listen to the RPR network when you're on the go? Just search for Real Presence Radio in your app store. Listen live to any station across the network at any time, so you can stay connected to your local community from wherever you are. Plus, if you miss a program, the Real Presence Radio app is your one-stop shop for local and national podcasts, including our signature show, Real Presence Live. The Real Presence Radio app, with you every step of your faith journey.
Welcome back to O'Gorman High School, where the Knights lead this ball game 24-7 with 10:19 left here in the fourth quarter. They're threatening the drive in the red zone. However, they're facing a 4th and 2 on the Washington 17-yard line. 4th down and 2. Schlimgen will come out of the gun. 2 backs in the backfield. 1 receiver on the right, 2 to the left. They'll shift over Schwab into that wingback position, offset of the left tackle. Schlimgen will take the snap. He'll fake the pass, then run up the middle, and he's stuffed by a herd of defenders. So they tried to draw a little bit of attention to Stukel out of the backfield and then sending him in motion off the backside for a potential backside swing. Schlimgen did the right thing of faking that and trying to keep it up the middle. However, the tackles or guards, whoever it may have been, I didn't quite see, their man beat them and then stuffed Schlimgen right up the middle.
Same as last play, 4th and 2, and we gave it up. So
yep.
two 4th downs in the 2 different drives, but we go for it in 4th down and we can't execute. So, which is
funny because in that Lincoln game, about the only thing we could do was pick up 4th downs. The 3rd downs, I think we were like 1 for 14, if I remember correctly in that game. But like on 4th down, we were like 6 of 11 or something. So it was pretty interesting. A deep pass down the left sideline is going to be hauled in by Johnson. Thompson delivers an absolute strike down the left sideline into the hands of Michael Johnson.
By number 11. He came in late, too.
Malcolm Johnson, excuse me.
He wasn't even in the huddle, I don't think.
What a nice pass there from Thompson to Johnson. That's the big play that you need right now if you're Washington. You need to get back into this with some bigger chunk plays.
Run it again.
Thompson drops back to pass, pressure up the middle. He's moving. He'll shake off a defender, spin to the ground, got hit pretty hard there at the end by David Alpers, but not before Thompson picks up about 6 yards on the ground. It'll bring up 2nd down and 4. Ball will be placed at the 50. Player down, I think that's an O'Gorman Knight.
9:50 to go, 24-7 here in the 4th quarter. We got an O'Gorman player down, so we're going to take a commercial timeout. You're listening to O'Gorman Knights football on Real Presence Radio.
Real Presence Radio is now on Amazon devices. To listen to your station, just ask Alexa to enable the Real Presence Radio skill and use a phrase like,
Alexa, tell Real Presence Radio to play Sioux Falls.
Or,
Alexa, ask Real Presence Radio to play FM 94.5.
You can also visit the Alexa Skills Marketplace and search for Real Presence Radio to enable it. Listen to RPR anytime, anywhere, now on your Amazon devices.
Welcome back to O'Gorman High School. The Knights defender is still down on the field, but we'll keep it here. Al, why don't you take it away here?
All right, well, just a reminder, while the Knights are being looked at here on the field, the Real Presence Radio Fall Live Drive is coming up on Tuesday, October 6th through Friday, October 9th. If you enjoy all the great programs, plus special events like O'Gorman football, soccer, volleyball, and basketball, please plan to call in and pledge your support between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. Central Time, and be active members of this family of faith and hope. Call 1-877-795-0122. Again, that's 877-795-0122.
So the night down was Carter Peterson, the linebacker for the Knights. Looks like it's his right leg. Could be an ankle, could be a knee. I'm not quite sure, but he's putting no pressure on it. And now we're going to take one more quick break for the station identification.
You're listening to Real Presence Radio, FM 94.5 KGWD Sioux Falls, FM 91.3 KSTJ Hartford, and FM 104.3 KSTJ LP Sioux Falls, an affiliate of the RPR network.
He got his arm.
Thompson was hit as he dropped back to pass there. Had a receiver over the middle, but he was hit and the ball came out a little bit funky, landed harmlessly on the turf, incomplete. It'll bring up 3rd down and 4. The ball is right on the 50.
Zach Carlson got him with the arm, and then he went down, and another class act by the Zach Carlson 57 gave his hand and helped Thompson up there. So good sportsmanship.
Been some good sportsmanship between these two
teams. That's what you want to see in high school football.
Yeah, I'm sure there's not a moment lost on them where they're just grateful to have a season, this year. And
you're 100% correct.
So it will be 3rd down and 4 here. A big play for the Washington Warriors. Thompson drops back to pass. He's got a receiver over the middle. It's going to be off the hands of Ben Burgers and incomplete. That ball tips off the fingertips of a jumping Ben Burgers. It nearly could have been intercepted by the Knights.
But Zach was all over that. Riddle was right there.
Riddle was right there, and then I think it was struck over the top that after the tip kind of bounced off the turf and then landed right in his hands, kind of looked around like, geez. Probably could have had that.
Go for it here, 4th. You have to.
4th down and 4. Ball's on the 50. They need to get to the 54-yard line of the O'Gorman Knights. It'll be Thompson out of the gun, a little bit of a bunch set to the left of the 3 receivers. There's going to be a timeout probably taken by O'Gorman.
Well, that'll give us a good opportunity here. If you are enjoying tonight's game and you may not be able to participate in the Fall Live Drive next week, any time is a good time to donate to Real Presence Radio. We are 100% donor supported. It's through your generosity of this ministry that we can bring you the O'Gorman athletic events, but also our regular, everyday, local, and national programming. Won't you please consider making a secure, tax-deductible gift by going to yourcatholicradiostation.com. Your support ensures that we remain on the air and continue to bring people to Christ and Christ to his people.
Thank you, Al, for that nice reading there.
All from memory, too. Didn't even have to read it.
Dang. My age, I can't remember that.
So the Knights will be on defense here once again. They'll a stop here could almost put this one away, depending on how you can effectively run down that clock. Now, if you're on Washington's end, this game is not over yet. Washington made some noise last year, scoring 2 late touchdowns, and then that game got delayed for quite a while from the weather, and then they eventually canceled it. But Washington's a second-half team so far this season, as we've seen. They could be making some noise. It's going to be Piper out on the right side. I thought that Piper might have just got that quick. And now Washington's going to false start. Johnson's going to be charged with the false start. That'll back them up 5 yards, and that's going to be tough now, making a 4th down and manageable. Now 4th and long.
You're still going to go for it. But now that was probably a second time out of the half, so they got one left here with 9:35 to go in the ballgame, regulation.
So the Warriors will come out, 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Running back offset in the backfield, Thompson out of the gun. Thompson will take the snap, drop back to pass. He's got heat right up the middle. He's going to step into a throw off the hands of the tight end and incomplete. Had the tight end wide open over the middle of the field. A nice throw from Thompson, just sails right through the hands of the receiver, falls to the turf incomplete, and the Knights will take over offensively. We've got some new receivers in to the game right now for the Knights. I saw Rush Landry out there. Will stay in. They're sending him off, then told him to stay in.
Bo Beavers out there?
Bo Beavers and Zach Riedel, I believe.
So the quarterback is going to be They don't want to call timeout here.
As Bo comes running back to the sidelines, they had 12 guys out there.
So Teagan's still there. Okay.
That's right.
I thought maybe he'd pull him.
So some confusion there in the huddle. Now they got 11 out there. They'll come out 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Schlim getting out of the gun. He'll drop back to pass. He'll take it up the middle. Nearly brought down from behind. He'll scramble around for about a half yard, and it'll be second down.
They didn't have much time left.
Clock was, play clock was winding down. Back judge counting that out. It'll be second down and 9. Stuckel comes out of the ball game now as Schwab goes in.
Eggeman and Osborne on the tackle.
Three receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Schlimgen will get ready to take the snap. He'll fake the give up the middle. He'll drop back to pass. Now he'll keep it himself, run off the right guard for about 2.5 yards, and be brought down for third down.
Well, he faked to Schwab, and Schwab took off, and he just went right into his tracks and followed behind.
He's up 36.
Under 8:30 to go.
Third down and 6 here for the Knights. Ball is on the Warriors' 41-yard line. They need to get to the 35-yard line. 35 and a half, I would say. Snap to Schlimgen, drops back to pass. Kapai off the edge, shakes him off. Now he'll roll out, throw it to Struck over the middle, who had it in his arms, and it's going to be incomplete. It looked like he had caught it for a second, then got kind of
That'd have been a first down.
Ripped down to the turf there,
but he got
and
pulled.
It was incomplete.
He got pulled, tackled from behind there. Okay, we're going to punt team comes out.
So the punt team will come out. That'll mean Struck will go back to send away a punt.
Punting from the Washington 41-yard line.
The clock is stopped. The clock would have continued to run there if it was a catch. However, the clock stopped. So actually Washington does a good job of making that drive quick for O'Gorman and giving themselves still a little bit of life left. In high school football, just about anything can happen at any given night. Struck will get ready to send away a punt. It's a spiraling wobble kick that will bounce at the 20-yard line, then take a Washington bounce as it bounces back to the 22-yard line. So it hits the 20, bounces back to the 22, and that's where Washington will take over with a fresh set of downs and 7:56 on the clock here in the fourth quarter. They trail by 17. It's a 3-score ball game. They're going to have to put it into the end zone at least twice. A field goal could tie it, or if they go for 2 at one of those possessions, a field goal could win it. However, it's going to be interesting to see what they elect to do because Luke Behrens, their kicker, was injured earlier in the ball game, and he hasn't seen the field since he was taken out of the game.
I just noticed there's 2 players in jerseys on crutches over there across on Washington sideline, so both of them are on crutches. So prayers and thoughts to those guys. Hopefully they'll get healed up here.
Piper will go in motion from the right to the left. Thompson will drop back and sling a pass over near Piper. It's going to wind up incomplete. A little bit of miscommunication there, I believe, will result in second down and 10. So with 7:52 left, the Warriors need some movement of the football and some points on the board relatively quickly to give themselves a fighting chance in the remaining couple minutes of this ball game. That Brandon Valley-Lincoln game over in Brandon is just underway. I believe it's still scoreless here in the first quarter. Thompson will drop back to pass, fire a pass over to the right side that was off the fingertips of Noah Robertson and incomplete. A lot of passes tonight from Thompson bouncing off the fingers of these Washington receivers. I'm not sure exactly what's going on there, but a lot of these have seemed pretty catchable footballs.
But it's almost like he's not really setting his feet, just in a hurry a lot, like having to make throws when he's not really set.
He's been pressured. He's been pressured hard tonight. But he should be used to that.
So Thompson will come out of the gun. Once again, it's 3rd down and 10. He drops back to throw. He's got a receiver on the outside, and that one goes right through the hands of Johnson. So another catchable ball there for Malcolm Johnson. It just goes right through the hands, hits him in the chest, and falls incomplete. Washington's going to have to send out the punting unit, I think.
7:43 to go.
You know, as a coach, that's a catch that your receiver has to make.
Oh.
He was tiptoeing the sidelines, but you still got to catch that thing and hope you're staying in.
At least you got to. It's more important to make the catch and then worry about getting the feet inbounds rather than worrying about the feet and then missing the catch. So the short punt will wind up in the hands of Stuckel, who fair catches the football at the 47-yard line, where the Knights will take over once again offensively.
Let's talk about some things coming up with Gorman this week. Today was the girls' tennis. They played Rapid City here in town. Tomorrow we mentioned the marching band will be at Howard Wood Field. Girls' tennis again versus Rapid City here in town. And then at 11 o'clock, the cheerleading and the dance will be at the Pentagon here in town. And then Monday is the state golf tournament, Willow Run. And the Song of O'Gorman, it will be Monday night, Lorang Theater.
So Schwab will get the take on the left side. He rumbles downfield for about 12 yards and a first down.
I like the way Schwab's looked really good running the football tonight. Just finding holes, and then that speed, just explosive.
Schwab has done a very good, I would agree with that. Schwab's done a very good job of getting those yards after contact. He's been able to run through a couple guys and continue to barrel his way down for extra yardage. Schlimgen will come out of the gun once again. Those two running backs, he'll fake the give and then was looking for that pop route over the middle. However, it was covered nicely. Alpers was going to be the intended receiver. He had to pull it back down.
Schlimgen on the keeper.
In a situation like that, how hard is that as a quarterback when you're in? Okay, here we are, at the 34-yard line, and you got that, and it's not there, and all of a sudden it's like,
oh, now what?
Oh, criminy! I got to pull it back.
Yep. So now your first thought is, if you can think quick enough, your first thought is, did I have another route tagged in the play?
Sure.
And usually, nice hard run there by Ratzloff is going to pick up another first down. Your initial thought is, was there another route like tagged in the play? Can I quickly look over there? But if you don't have that much time, you just got to tuck that football and just hope that you're not going to take a big hit. Try to get as much as you can out of nothing. It's a tough situation, especially with a play like that where you may read the play correctly and decide not to give it based on what that linebacker does. But that backside linebacker, if he's able to cover the tight end, which you're not expecting him to do every time, then it's just tough because even though you made the right read, there's nothing able to be, you can't do anything out of it.
Schwab on the carry over to the left-hand side, able to pick up a few yards here. So it should bring up 2nd down and 7.
Coming up on
2nd and 5.
Ball on the 19-yard line, 5:39 to go. Knights up 24-7 here. Homecoming 2020.
2nd and 6 Knights on the 19.
5:25 left. The clock continues to run. Schlimgen out of the gun once again. He'll give off to Schwab. Schwab this time is going to be wrapped up. The first one to get to him was Aaron Thomas.
Well, you've been giving shout-outs to all your family and stuff, and I've been saving this one. I got to give a shout-out and a happy birthday to my wife today.
Well, happy birthday.
Jeannie, and I'm not going to say how old she is, 59. But
that's all right. She doesn't listen anyway.
She's not a football fan. She loves O'Gorman, but she doesn't like football. So happy birthday to my lovely wife, Jeannie. Today, October 2nd.
Stuckel has a chance at the touchdown, and he will receive it in the back corner of the end zone for 6. Stuckel back on the board. That's another touchdown. That's his 4th reception of the game. He now ties the single game touchdown reception record held by Canyon Bauer back in 2018 at 4. Stuckel now ties him with his 4th touchdown reception of the evening. That one was a pretty corner route to that back corner of the end zone for a touchdown. 22 yards there on the touchdown from Schlimgen to Stuckel.
Al, I'm going to give you $4. I want you to buy 2 lottery tickets.
You should save the $4 and get something nice for Jeannie for her birthday. Get her a flower.
Bring her home a hot dog.
I have some mums on my phone. There you go. Yeah, bring her a hot dog.
What am I going to sleep at your house?
She knows you get.
Well,
them for free.
she knows you get them for free, so she wouldn't necessarily be that impressed with it.
Disappointed, yeah.
Go down there and say,
thanks, you could have
"Hey,
paid your $4 and got some nachos.
hey, I'm Dan Johnson. I'm doing the radio. Can I get a couple hot dogs?"
Hold the ketchup.
Gets them every time.
I'm not picky. Oh, come on, folks.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
We have fun. You know, this kind of reminds me of the old, well, way before your day, the old Monday night football game with the three guys in the booth. Dandy Don Meredith, Frank Gifford, and Howard Cosell.
So I don't.
Do you remember that?
I wish I was 65.
That old
yeah.
boys.
You remember Troy Aikman's
If I was
first game.
65, I might
But you
as
know
well.
what Dandy Don would sing towards the end of the night when the game was getting close to being over?
Oh, wow. A
scores?
82-yard touchdown run by Joe Weber, the quarterback from Rapid City Stevens.
Oh.
And Stevens leads Central 7-6 over there in an absolute barn burner in the first quarter. So I just got a text message from my mother. It's Preston Konechki's birthday, number 12 for the Knights today as well. And I think she thinks, she's not 100% positive, but it's Vice Principal Alex Anderson's birthday today as well.
Really?
Oh, nice.
Assistant coach as well for the Knights.
As Dandy Don Meredith would sing, he would sing, "Turn out the lights, the party's over." That was his big. When it was getting the game like this, 31-7, 4:29, you can pretty much.
It reminds me of the FCS playoff games where not a very fond memory. All right, now Brett, you have nothing to say here because your team has never made it that far in the FCS playoffs. However, when SDSU would travel to North Dakota State or James Madison on the road, and the FCS championship game is in Frisco, Texas every year, so every time that team would be up and the game was basically put away, they would play. If you're going to play in Texas, you got to have a fiddle in the band.
Yep.
Basically, just as an insult to the opposing team who traveled there, they weren't going to make it to Frisco, Texas for that championship game.
Fitzsimmons on the carry up the middle.
Thomas Clinton on the tackle for the Knights.
So you're going to see a lot of subs in now for the Knights, offense and defense.
That's scoring drive for O'Gorman Knights. Stucco on his fourth touchdown of the night. Brought to you by Closets & More, a locally owned company providing custom designed closets and storage solutions. You can call Closets & More at 334-5135 or online at closetsandmoresd.com.
There's a new quarterback in the game right now for the Warriors, as well as a plethora of new bodies out there for both teams.
Noah Robertson in.
You know what gets
quarterback?
Impresses me is a lot of these players going both ways for the Knights, and they have not let up.
Yep.
The intensity they've had the whole game. You know, Stucco, Ratzlaff, Peter. It's just like, no, they're playing a solid football game both ways.
Yep, Riedel as well.
A nice toss there from Noah Robertson out to
Number 7,
Solomon Garcia. He was tackled by Thomas Clinton. So I've got one more shout out, believe it or not. I've got another shout out.
We only got 3 minutes left.
This one goes to the Klinkhammer family. It's a St. Mary's family there. I got to get a plug in for that. But my brothers and I do a lot of babysitting for them. 3 young boys that keep that household on its toes at all times, but it's always a blast being over there. They're listening to the game tonight. Want to give a shout out to them. So Oliver, Will, and Elliot, if you're listening to me, make sure that you're being nice to your parents tonight and get to bed early.
What's his dad's name?
Ben. So the Knights will now take over offensively. You're going to see Hagee in at quarterback. Jacobson, I believe, will be the running back. I see Konechki going out there at receiver.
I believe I know Ben.
Quinn Dunham out there
he's
for
a PA,
O'Gorman.
right? Yeah, I know Ben.
Now a quarterback for the Knights, number 9, Peyton Hagee.
Brought 2.5 minutes.
Gets out onto the field.
Landry on the field, and now Bo Beaver's back onto the field. So now we've got all 11 guys in the huddle. Now we just have to communicate the play, and then when you communicate the play, you get to go line up, and then you get to execute the play. That's how that works.
Turn out the light, the party's over.
So Beaver's
I
the
always
single
wanted to do
receiver on the left side.
Sam Jacobson in a running back.
Hagee at quarterback, Rush Landry, and Preston Konechky are the two receivers. Hagee will run up the middle, be hit by a couple defenders after a gain of about 2 to 3 yards. Hagee was the one that had the 84-yard breakaway touchdown run in last week's game against Rapid City Stevens late in that ball game. Kind of faked out the entire field. Jacobson did a great job of carrying out that fake, and then Hagee just darted away with some killer
Faked
speed.
out the entire field.
I mean, everyone just whoop to the right, and he went out the back door to the left, and there he went, untouched. And now a bad snap picked up by Hagee. Hagee's going to run with it, make a little bit of something out of nothing, then run over a defender and actually pick up about 5 yards.
That was impressive.
So Hagee on the move picks up a couple yards after a bad snap, sails behind him.
As the Knights faithful give their cheers, recognizing the effort of Hagee to turn, like you said, something out of nothing.
1:36 left in the ball game. The Knights lead 31-7 over the Washington Warriors here on the homecoming game. Now this time I've got an actual shout out that's about O'Gorman sports.
There you go.
The girls varsity softball state tournament is actually going on right now at Sherman Park.
I saw that today when I went by there.
The Knights softball team was in action, I think 2 games already today.
We're ranked 6.
Something like that. I think they played Mitchell this morning, if I remember correctly. And then they're maybe playing Roosevelt, I think is what I saw on the Twitter. But that varsity... and now I've got the rest of the update. They won 2 games today and lost 1, so 2-1 right now in that state tournament over at Sherman Park in Sioux Falls. So the varsity softball state tournament going on. Good luck to the Lady Knights as they wrap up the rest of that state tournament over at Sherman Park. The clock's basically going to run out here. One more play you may see from the Knights. Going to be a delay of game penalty as soon as it gets to the end of the clock here. Timeout instead. So 25.9 on the clock. O'Gorman and Alexa take their last timeout. They'll probably punt one away here. The student section chanting their "I believe that we just won" chant, waving goodbye to the Washington student section. An overall solid game so far this evening from the Knights. They came out here with a great game plan and executed it very well. And thanks to Mr. Al's pick-to-click, Sam Stukel, we got to see 4 touchdown passes and a new record holder at O'Gorman High School with that 4 touchdown receptions. He ties the single-game touchdown receptions record with Canyon Bauer. Both of them hold 4 touchdown receptions in a game. Canyon back in 2018. And Stukel, the new member of that crew, on a Friday night on October 2nd in 2020.
So Knights are going to win. There'll be 5 of the last 6 homecomings they've won.
The last one that they lost was to the Washington Warriors back in 2016.
Number 43, Chase Gunderson makes the play for the Warriors.
Or excuse me, no, they lost last year's homecoming game to Lincoln, didn't they?
Yeah, Lincoln.
So
yeah,
they lost to Washington back in 2016. I'm just gonna fact check you there. No offense. I was a part of that team,
there, right?
so yeah. So as much as I wish it was the other way around, it was not.
Give me my trifocals here. The small print.
He gets out his the binoculars.
Yeah, we lost 48-23 last year.
Yeah, that was not a fun one to call.
No. It would have been a little bit more exciting than the Dakota Bowl game from this year, but
yeah.
Hey, who's counting?
An L is an L.
Washington will run
what a nice
off the left side and a nice run out there from Tristan Fitzsimmons on the carry. Took the handoff up the middle, then bounced around to the left side. They say he was tackled in bounds, so that'll do it for this one. 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds on the clock. Give it 2, and how about 1 more, and that'll be the ball game. So the Knights cap off their homecoming night with a victory 31-7 over the Washington Warriors to improve to 3-3 on the season. Stay tuned for the Knights locker room show and possibly an interview from head coach Jason Poppinga after the break. You're listening to Real Presence Radio Network.
Your family is depending on you to provide financial security for them. The Knights of Columbus can help you with insurance solutions such as disability income, long-term care, both term and whole life, annuities, retirement, and estate planning services. Join the Knights of Columbus today at kofc.org/join us for access to all these insurance services. Call Jeff Gillen at 605-759-7204. That's 605-759-7204.
Hi, this is Brett Byler, Area Account Executive with Real Presence Radio. Did you know the signal of Real Presence Radio reaches an audience of over 2.4 million people across North Dakota, Minnesota, South Dakota, Wisconsin, and Wyoming? Have you ever thought about running radio spots on the RPR network? We want to partner with you to help gain exposure for your business in front of a very faithful customer base. To find out more about the options, please call me, Brett Byler, at 605-670-8333.
At First Premier Bank and Premier Bank Card, we believe the greatest investment we can make is in our customers and communities. Thanks to our industry-leading service, products, and tools, we're helping our customers reach their financial goals and achieve success. Through the generosity of our employees and leadership, we're able to support nearly 700 South Dakota organizations and nonprofits with our time, money, and resources. At Premier, we're always seeking ways to make an impact for good by investing in what matters most to you. It's the Premier way.
Searching for more great Catholic content? Visit our website at yourcatholicradiostation.com. Find Catholic news you can trust, information about events coming up in your local area, and the latest on what's happening at the RPR network. And don't forget that you can listen to any of our stations around the clock from anywhere in the world. Need prayers for someone or something in your life? You can submit those through our online form for the entire family to pray for. Real Presence Radio, online at yourcatholicradiostation.com. From the Real Presence Radio Network, welcome to the O'Gorman Knights Locker Room Show. Now, back to the field.
Welcome back to O'Gorman High School, where the Knights just finished off a 31-7 victory over the Washington Warriors here on homecoming night at McEnady Field in Sioux Falls at O'Gorman High School. So a very well-rounded performance as we've got Dan and Al dancing along to some Michael Jackson going on in the background.
What a great win here, homecoming.
A great way to cap off what looked like a good homecoming week. Coach Poppinga probably on his way up to the booth here.
I see him now.
On the jog. But overall, a pretty fantastic game.
Solid effort by the team.
Yep, we'll end up getting more into it with Coach Poppinga and after he leaves to kind of wrap it up. But just a quick recapper. Tonight we saw 4 touchdown passes from Schlimgen, all 4 to Stukel. Sam Stukel tied a school record tonight with 4 touchdown receptions in a single game. So a nice game from the Knights. However, they ran the ball well, effectively, and everything was great. So we're going to take one quick break here before Coach Poppinga gets back up into the booth, and we'll be back in a moment. You're listening to Real Presence Radio Network.
Sioux Equipment Company can fix, sell, and repair gas pumps, tanks, and air compressors. They offer sales and services for lifts, signs, decals, and tank truck equipment in Sioux Falls and the surrounding areas. Sioux Equipment Company is located at 1310 East 39th Street in Sioux Falls, just off of East Benson Road. They can be reached by calling 605-334-1653. Again, that number is 605-334-1653.
Did you know you can listen to the RPR network when you're on the go? Just search for Real Presence Radio in your app store. Listen live to any station across the network at any time, so you can stay connected to your local community from wherever you are. Plus, if you miss a program, the Real Presence Radio app is your one-stop shop for local and national podcasts, including our signature show, Real Presence Live. The Real Presence Radio app, with you every step of your faith journey.
Welcome back to O'Gorman High School. Now we're joined by head coach Jason Poppinga after the Knights just capped off a 31-7 win on homecoming over Washington. So Dan, we'll let you take it away with a couple questions.
Congratulations on the homecoming win. Yeah. First, thought on the defense. I thought they played a solid game. They kept Thompson, on pressure all night long. They kept him off balance.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, they had some receivers that, were obviously open and they dropped a few passes, but, for the most part, we got good pressure on him. He's a good athlete. I mean, he throws a great ball. I mean, he's talented. He's fast. I mean, you start looking at across the board. I mean, I think Washington has a lot of talent on their team, probably more than us for sure, but, we executed, really well for the most part. And offensively, we did enough. Got some big plays tonight that we hadn't got, in the past and ran the ball, well enough. So, I mean, you add all that up and, we obviously get a big win tonight.
Okay, going in the offensive line, how I think you were concerned about how they were going to handle the blitz and the Suns and stuff. But I thought the offensive line did very, very good tonight.
We still have a lot of work to do. I mean, there's still, there's simple mistakes that, like on a fourth down play. I mean, 2 missed blocks that are just because we stepped the wrong way. It's not because they were more physical or anything else. We just got to really start buying in, up front that we got to do things right all the time. And, athletic teams are going to, show the when you don't. So it looks like, they got great pressure on us, things like that. It's like, well, no, we just made mistakes on some of those plays, but what, we did run the ball better than we have the rest of the year, and obviously that was a focus of ours tonight. Every championship team we believe is able to run the football at times and able to move the ball that way, and on their outside receivers, I thought Struck, Stuckel and Harry, I thought those guys made some big catches in man-to-man situations when they started to load the box, and overall I thought we executed pretty well.
So heading into next week, you guys have Watertown here. Watertown hasn't played.
They've had 3 weeks to prepare for us.
Yeah, so they've got a lot of time to prepare for you guys. So what do you think? What are your expectations heading into that game?
Watertown's a team. The quarterback's talented kid, throws a good ball. They've got some tall receivers out. Are going to be issues for us. Manning up, and traditionally you're going to see a team that's going to run a lot of jet sweep type stuff and throw the ball deep. And those two things are things that we're going to need to do really well at covering, because the man-to-man matchups are going to be an issue just with height and athleticism. I mean, unfortunately we're just short, in the secondary. I mean, we're not very tall, and that's going to give us some issues. But like we tell our kids every week, we feel if we execute and put ourselves in the good spots, we're going to have a chance to win come fourth quarter, and that's what happened tonight.
Thank you, Coach Poppinga. That was Coach Poppinga after a 31-7 victory on homecoming night over the Washington Warriors.
Guys. Appreciate it.
All right, don't go anywhere after the break to find out who the O'Gorman Knights offensive and defensive players of the game are. You're listening to the Knights post-game locker room show here on Real Presence Radio Network.
Real Presence Radio is now on Google Assistant devices, including Google Home, phones, tablets, and smart displays. To start this action, say something like, "Okay Google, talk to Real Presence Radio." It will then ask what station you want to play, to which you can respond, "Play Sioux Falls," or "Play AM 970," or "Play WWEN." From there you can use words like play, pause, and stop. Listen to RPR anytime, anywhere, now on Google Assistant devices.
Real Presence Radio will be broadcasting and video streaming defending state champion Sioux Falls O'Gorman Knights football games, both home and away this fall. Have your business's radio spot heard across the radio, YouTube video stream, mobile app, and RPR website during all of our O'Gorman football broadcasts, and reach a dedicated listening audience of potentially over 3,000 viewers. If your business would like to sponsor our O'Gorman football broadcast this fall, contact me, Brett Byler, at 605-670-8333.
Welcome back to O'Gorman High School. The Knights just capped off a 31-7 victory over the Washington Warriors on homecoming this fine evening of October 2nd, 2020.
Okay, players of the game, guys. Let's go. Well, offense.
Come on,
Al, you picked the offensive player of the game.
It's my guy, Sam Stuckel. Told you he was going to, that was my pick. That was my click to pick, and he did not disappoint. Sam Stuckel, 4 touchdowns, ties Canyon Bauer's single-game record with 4 touchdown receptions as well. So congratulations, Sam. You are our offensive player of the game.
And then defensively, we're going to give it to Carter Peterson tonight, the junior linebacker for the Knights. He got hurt towards the end of the game. However, it didn't stop him from getting to the quarterback not once, not twice, but 3 times tonight, as well as making a lot of plays flying all over the field in that linebacker position. Carter Peterson's going to be our defensive player of the game with multiple sacks and multiple tackles tonight.
Well, I think we were all 3 on our picks tonight.
Yeah, Alpers had some nice plays.
I mean, when you look at it, we all called.
Yep.
We all saw what was needed to happen, and they pulled through. So
yeah.
All around effort by.
However,
the whole
Al definitely takes the cake with
Al gets
the Stuckel pick.
He gets the extra frosting on the cake.
Yeah.
Whee! I'll take it. Do we have any score updates from across the other games in football? I know Rapid City Stevens was up.
Stevens was up 7-6
on Central.
I'll have this Brandon score and
guys.
Give me 3 seconds.
60-second. Let's take a break, and then on the other side of the break, we'll do our scoreboard, and then we'll do our wrap for tonight at the MAC. O'Gorman defeats Sioux Falls, Washington, in their homecoming.
All right.
The Real Presence Radio Fall Live Drive is coming quickly, Tuesday, October 6th through Friday, October 9th. Plan to call in and pledge your support. And if you're listening on FM 94.5 or 91.3, especially make a note to call in when our very own Heather Caro hosts on Friday, October 9th from 7 to 8 a.m. If you're enjoying programs like O'Gorman Football, we need your help to support our radio stations and be active members of this family of faith and hope. 877-795-0122.
When you look to the future, is the road there inevitable? It's not. That's why O'Gorman education matters. It's where you'll grow in your faith, be challenged, celebrate, and become part of a community. These are the moments that will shape your life. This is where your path will unfold. What are you waiting for? You belong in blue.
Welcome back to O'Gorman High School. You're listening to Real Presence Radio Network. This is Isaac Struck. I'm joined alongside by Dan Johnson, Al Benjamin, and Brett Byler, who Brett Byler is going to take it away with our scoreboard update this week. Brett, what were the scores from the games that are just getting kicked off around South Dakota?
All right, Isaac, in Rapid City, the battle of the defeateds right now. Rapid City Central up on Rapid City Stevens, 12-7. We're about halfway through the first quarter. Whoever wins this game will pick up their first victory of the season. Both teams are at 0-5 right now. A tight game in Yankton. Number 1 Yankton and Sturgis Brown tied at 3 apiece. End of the first quarter there. Yankton trying to improve to 6-0 on the season.
Sturgis was the team that upset Huron last week when we were in Rapid City. So Sturgis must be a pretty solid ball club out there.
Sturgis 2-3 on the year, ranked number 5 in AA. I don't got a score report. The Huron-Pierre game had just started about a half hour ago, but no score. That's up in the capital city. Huron 2-3, Pierre Govs 3-1, and Mitchell actually is up on Brookings 6-0 at the end of the first quarter. That game's up in Mitchell. That would be an upset. Brookings at 5-0. Mitchell is 3-2, and Sioux Falls, Lincoln, and Brandon Valley. Last I saw, unless there's something new you got, Isaac, I have 7-0 Brandon Valley in the first quarter.
That's all I got as well.
So those are the games today. Again, as Dan mentioned, quick rundown of what's coming up for O'Gorman this week. Marching band tomorrow, Festival of Bands at Howard Wood. Girls tennis is taking on Rapid City tomorrow in Sioux Falls. Cheerleading and dance are at the Pentagon tomorrow at 11 a.m. I got to see the cheerleading and dance Tuesday night. That was fun.
That's intense.
I've never seen. I streamed it, so I've never seen. That's one of the activities of O'Gorman we covered for 7 years. Never seen cheerleading and dance. Kind of a fun night.
You gotta get out of Nebraska.
Also Monday we have Boys State Golf at Willow Run in Sioux Falls. Coach Jan says O'Gorman boys golfers looking for another state title. The choir Song of O'Gorman over at Lorraine Theater, 7 o'clock Tuesday or Monday night. Then on Tuesday, boys golf second round, and then we have girls and boys soccer playoffs start on Tuesday night. Our boys will be playing here at 6 Tuesday night. I'll be video streaming that. Our girls will be on the road Tuesday night as well. I can't remember who Keeter told me they play, but the girls will be on the road. And then on Thursday, we have girls state tennis in Rapid City, girls and boys cross country at Hayward in Iowa. And then on Friday, girls state tennis day 2 in Rapid City. And then our football game here against Watertown starting at 6. So state golf Monday and Tuesday, state tennis this weekend. So we should know by then Friday night how the boys golfers do, and then we have a good idea how the girls tennis players are doing. A quick note, I haven't told you guys yet, but so for tomorrow or for next Friday night, the game will be YouTube video stream only till 7 o'clock because our live drive is going on Tuesday through Friday from 7 a to 7 p network wide. That's our big on-air fundraiser we do for 4 days. So if you're trying to find us on the radio next Friday night, we won't be actually on the radio or the app till 7 o'clock. So the only way to be able to watch O'Gorman football against Watertown will be on YouTube, Real Presence Radio Sioux Falls. We'll go on the air about 5:30 for that one. So just a note in regards to that.
So Lincoln just tied the game up at 7. If anyone's wondering, Tommy Thompson a touchdown pass on 4th and goal. So Lincoln tied it up over there in Brandon.
And the softball's going on too.
Yep.
We didn't talk about them. So they played 2 games today?
They played 3 games. They went 2-1. 2-1 today. So we'll see how that.
I think we were seeded 6 going into the state tournament. That's over at Sherman Park.
So go Lady Knights.
Go Lady Knights. And we won that, 2 years ago?
2 years ago. Or 3 years ago.
3 years ago. Like at midnight or like 1 o'clock in the morning, they got over with?
Over top-seeded Roosevelt.
Give a shout-out to Carol Nesbitt. She has been watching the video stream from Colorado. She also watched the Hall of Fame luncheon. So Carol's got 2 video streams today she's been watching. She says, congrats to the Knights. You played a great game. Congrats to the Marching Knights and cheerleaders as well. Hashtag OG Proud from Carol. So,
awesome.
There we go.
Thanks for tuning in, Carol.
Thanks
final thoughts?
Yeah, Knights picked up an impressive victory today, and now they're back at 500. Definitely have some winnable games down the stretch here, and hopefully can kind of roll into the playoffs on a win streak and hopefully build that confidence. The offensive line coming around, the receivers coming around, and that running game is starting to come back now as Schlimgen's being more effective than he ever has been in this stretch of the season right now. So it's just an overall good offensive performance, and that defense has been stout as ever, as always. So it's good to see that.
3 regular season games left. Watertown, Aberdeen and Harrisburg before we get to playoffs.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Brett?
I thought the best thing I saw was a running game tonight. Offensively, having that balance definitely will help, especially as the weather gets colder as we move into October and even to November. You really need to at least have some semblance of a running game, and we got to see that tonight. So I think that's the thing that stood out to me the most.
No, I'm just happy to be here. I'd like to give a shout out to my wife Susie and all my kids, and for all the listeners and viewers.
Okay, so that'll wrap it up here from Homecoming 2020. O'Gorman wins 31-7, and we'll be back next Friday night. Take on Washington. Remember, we'll be on YouTube. We'll take on Watertown. I got the W, and we'll be on YouTube from 5 to 6 and at 6 o'clock or 6 to 7. 6 to 7. We'll be back on stream at 7. So for Isaac Struck, L. Benjamin, Brett Byler, I'm Dan Johnson. Good night. God bless.
Happy birthday, Jeannie.
From the Real Presence Radio Network, O'Gorman Knights Football has been brought to you in part by
Catholic Family Services, Catholic Community Foundation for Eastern South Dakota, Jardine Construction, Barnett Vision Clinic, Bishop O'Gorman Catholic Schools, McGuire Iron, Sioux Equipment Company, Ferendorf Family Chiropractic and Wellness, Mark Promis with Providence Financial, First Premier Bank Card, Canfield Business Interiors, the BB Agency, Knights of Columbus Insurance, Closets and More, and JMJ Caseworks.
The preceding O'Gorman Knights activity has been a special presentation of the Real Presence Radio Network.